And I know now we're getting older. The world we built is slipping through our fingers. We're running out of time. But you are the one I've chosen, and I won't lay still, living left behind, imprisoned by this love. I could feel your heartbeat, I could feel somewhere you're looking down. I could feel your heartbeat, I could feel somewhere you're looking down. 'Cause it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna breathe. And it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna need. So hold on, I'll never surrender, and our love strong. This is forever. This is forever.
And there we go. Welcome everybody here live on twitch.tv/connecting esports, as well as YouTube Gaming and Mixer. We have an exciting game coming up today. It's the TG Demo League live, as I said here, bought by Connecting Esports, and it's going to be none other than Team Nameless facing off against Imports here. But we do have some more important things. It's going to be Qualax and Jedlam joining us in the caster launch. Welcome, boys.
Let's go! Right, okay, so a quick rundown of this game before we get into the nitty gritty. This is a Group A game. Imports are on 4 points, and Nameless are on that 2-point bracket. And it's the top 4 of each team, I believe, go to playoffs. And there are currently in that 4th spot, Imports and CE Mist tied on 4 points. And if Nameless win this one, they'll also be up there on 4 points. So Imports really wanting to be pushed up into that higher bracket so they're safe. You know, they definitely get that playoff spot. And Nameless really, really have to win this game.
Yeah, no, they do have to win this game, and even more as well is the next game actually tomorrow. CE Mist, who are joint with Imports, do play Imports tomorrow. So if Imports do win today, that's going to be a nice advantage they have over CE Mist, especially going into these last 2 games of the group.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Mist haven't been playing badly by any stretch.
No,
so,
not at all.
Tomorrow will be. Should we just sack today off and cast tomorrow instead?
Yeah, fuck this game. Bye, boys. See you. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time. I see a lot of familiar faces in chat, all welcoming, and of course appreciate for you guys being here. We love the support. We love that you guys are already tuning in before we even say a word, like just the countdown and music, and you guys are like going wild in chat. I appreciate that so much. So does Connecting Esports, and of course the caster. So make sure to let them feel your love by going down below, click on the caster panel, and tweet at them, "Hey, Bo, you're doing such an amazing job." Or like, "Hey, Jedlam, your voice is so sexy. I get a boner when watching Connecting Esports." Okay, anyways, but on the serious side, we do have some very good casters with us today. So let's appreciate their vocals as soon as this game is about to be ready.
Nice. Yeah, we've waiting for Team Nameless to ready up, and then we will head into the bad boy lobby.
Indeed. So in the meantime, I will be pointing out that this is the last week of the group stage from the TG Diamond League. We're looking to go into the playoffs, as I already said on the previous streams this week. Looking to go into playoffs from the Platinum League as well as the Diamond League in between this to next week. And therefore, stay tuned for the playoffs, because, you know, playoffs is a best of 3 and then, of course, a best of 5 in the last round. So definitely a lot of fun coming through here.
I've already spoken to Andy from Imports today. Actually, he said he was very, very confident in and their ability to take this game. He said, "You will be casting my int today, Pog."
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to some fun games. Honestly, I'm used to Platinum, and I know Platinum is a little bit ARAM, so I'm hoping for some nice, good quality Diamond games with a little bit of Platinum in there. You know.
You're in the wrong place. brother.
I like a little bit of Platinum in there as well. You know, just to get a bit of fun going in the games as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be heading out the draft links in the meantime. We will be going to the lobby already, so you guys just get ready, make sure everybody's in order, say hi to the lobby and Twitch chat. I hope you're ready, because we're about to hit game number 1.
Nice.
So going into this game, where do you think, like, we heard that Andy from Imports is going to run it down? Is this the lane we want to watch, or like, what are you thinking going into this?
I don't believe Andy. I don't think he is going to run it down. However, he does have a different team tag from the rest of the team, so maybe he's not on the same mentals at all. Maybe he is just going to do his own thing.
I'm spotting the minor details here.
Indeed.
I totally respect it. Yeah, I mean, I'm even looking at the ranks here. Like, you got a Plat 1 in the top lane against a Master. Whew. That's going to be tough. Very tough.
And Kiloda has put his name out in previous competitions, also hosted by us, and under a different name, of course. But yeah, he has been the one that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, won the 1v1 tournament a long time back, and also has been very present in a lot of our teams, our own personal CE teams, as well as the competition that we are calling the TG League. And now Andy is joined in chat, and Andy and Key on the same team is actually funny. Both of them are top lane mains, and I also do know the rest of this team, so definitely looking forward to this one.
This is going to be nice and spicy. I mean, Krolux, you were saying before the game that they do both tend to favour the kind of tanky bruiser and slash scaling. So it might be a slower burner than we have to expect from a TJD game.
I think so. Like Nameless tend to go for the Ornn a lot. They have shown like Renekton and Wukong against still beefy top laners, but just a little bit more damage. Imports, they have a little bit more going on. They have some Ornn games, a lot more Shen games actually, which Shen is super strong right now. Andy's getting a buff. I don't know if Riot haven't been playing their game recently or what, but Shen's getting a buff. Andy's strong, but beside that, they've also played the Fiora, which I'm really hoping to see, because, like, if I'm playing top lane, I'm playing Fiora.
And we have our PentaQ, which has
we've started,
and that is an Aphelios ban coming out straight away.
That's smart.
From Imports.
Smart. It's Aphelios, 200 years, and the Shen ban. There we go. I expected that, honestly. Shen, big play, and quite strong. Echo ban coming through as well as a jungle main.
I mean, it's Shen is the key party piece. He's played 322 games on it. Decent KDA, 57% win rate. So, that is the champion that you want to take out from under key. Okay.
Yeah,
Janna.
Janna. So Janna has been played before. It means that it does keep open the Lulu potentially. Janna's been seen as kind of like a secondary to the Lulu, to these caster supports, and the Ezreal's coming out as well. Super strong pick. They're really banning out a lot of bot lane here, and a lot of those globals coming out for bot lane. And the Wukong last, I think that's a perfect ban, honestly. Really strong right now. And they're hovering the Senna. Ooh. I like this. I love Senna as a support right now because she can be paired with so much, like so many
Fasting
random
Senna,
picks, and that's a good lane.
Just something, like even something melee that can just walk up and bash you on the head. And then you get the fasting Senna stood in there behind, and it's so hard to deal with when you're playing a more conventional bot lane.
Oh, definitely. It's good. I just think Senna opens up so many random picks that can be flexed into the bot lane now. And as you said, like fasting Senna scales super well. See the set coming out here. Volibear is up. I don't know. I know Volibear got nerfs recently, but I still think Volibear is still a relevant pick, certainly for jungle anyway. It's interesting that the set got picked over that, but maybe Nameless have a plan.
Potentially so. I mean, the Volibear doesn't have as big of an impact in the mid game, I suppose. I mean, especially with that nerf coming in. Oh man, me and Jason are so skint when it comes to points. Noticing
We just broke, bro. I think when we bet now, it's just for the memes. Like, it's not even to get points anymore. This season is done, so unless of course everybody's gonna bet on red side, and I'm like the only one on blue side, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I always bet for the memes, but I got like 130,000 points in one bet, and I was just like, it was like giving a monkey the key to an amusement park.
bet it all away. Just bet it all away. Who needs that kind of gold or points? So we got Ashe come up on the Nameless side, which is weird because normally imports pick that, and then Syndra, Jarvan coming through. Jarvan, I'm not a big fan of the champion. Very linear, very early game. If he doesn't get going, he's a tough champion. Like,
yeah, he very much needs, especially later on, he really needs his team to kind of play around him and coordinate very well, because I've seen a few Jarvans in TJD and TJP recently where, the Jarvan's engaged and basically just killed himself in his R because he's just, like, I'm stranded. Whereas if the full team are behind him and everyone can kind of roll down and he can land that properly, then he can track the damage dealer, and you've got this Senna and you've got your Syndra behind him who can be, picking off the backline. So,
but there we go. Perfect counter into the Jarvan is the Thresh. Right, this is going to be a rough game for Jarvan because right now he dives onto an Ashe or a Set. Ashe gets away, and you do not want to be stuck inside the Jarvan ultimate with a Set. Jarvan, you're not stuck in there with Jarvan. Jarvan is stuck in there with Set.
I mean, Senna just doesn't want to be stuck in his lantern again.
It's true. Is it? It's a weird draft. I like the Senna, but the Jarvan pick kind of did throw me left a little bit. But Maokai ban, stupidly strong champion, especially works really well with a fasting Senna, and a Fizz ban coming out through imports as well. Must be a pick that just don't want to see against them. I guess another kind of easy dive onto the Senna, gets away from the Jarvan stupidly easily as well. So it's a good ban altogether.
It does play a little bit of Fizz, but it is something that maybe could have thrown a spanner into the work for them. I do like Nameless draft here though.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, they got some good engage with the Ashe, good follow up with the Set as well. I'm assuming the Set's going to be top lane, but can be flexed into the jungle as well. With Nameless taking their time, I think that Jarvan has also thrown them aside a little bit. Banning the Rumble, really good ban. Works really well with the Jarvan. And there's Victor. Last ban. Victor, really strong mid laner. Quite safe. Scales really well. A lot of AoE damage, especially with the ultimate and the empowered E. So yeah, I think it's really good. Maybe not the most meta champion, but again, maybe Nameless mid plays it and they just say, no, don't want to play against that.
Ooh. Yeah, he's got an insane win rate, like 71% win rate and a 5.1 KDA on that champion. So, I mean,
that's fair. That's a fair ban. I'll give them that.
I haven't pulled up any screenshots of their previous TJD game, so I am unsure as to whether or not he's fit for Nameless previously this season.
Well, the Jarvan hasn't been played for either team. The Ashe was a big pick for the imports. And there's Kai'Sa coming out. Kai'Sa's been played in the past for imports, but certainly not been their go-to ADC. But the Senna definitely is very imports kind of centered. Diana, though, not played at all.
We've got a definite bot lane from imports now with the Kai'Sa coming out, because previously we could have maybe flexed that Syndra down on what Nameless pick. However, got that Malphite in.
Malphite is a very good pick into set, so I think imports just said that set going top lane. They're happy with that. I think Malphite is a good pick into set. From what I'm told anyway. I've spoken to a few tops, and whenever the blind pick set, the last thing they want is a Malphite.
Vladimir.
And a Vlad mid into a Syndra, and now Vlad will struggle early, but once that Vlad gets 2 items, that's going to be big damage. I'm assuming there's a Vlad mid. Again, it could be a Diana mid, set jungle, Vlad top. It could be a Diana jungle.
Mention that. There are a few. There is a little bit of a flex potential here, and obviously Nameless with last pick, unless they're supremely confident in their Vlad's ability to do well into that Syndra, because he knows the matchup very well. They might be looking to flex that one around a little bit. And we go into the in-game champion Selectamundo.
So, having seen the drafts, just pure 5v5, what do you think? Because both teams have definitely drafted a 5v5 team comp. They're not looking for any split pushes. Maybe a pick here and there, but generally team fighting. What are your thoughts?
In terms of draft, I think I like Nameless's draft better, but I think imports are the stronger team on their champion.
That's fair. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, you got a lot of good engage coming from Nameless, a lot of follow up as well. But Thresh is going to need to do some serious work with that Lantern to get away from a Jarvan and a Malphite, and then Kai'Sa diving in as well.
Very much.
But it's possible. Nameless, they're only one win behind imports, so certainly it is going to be a close game. I have no doubt that Nameless could pick it up here.
That jungle, by the way, we are getting the confirmation on.
There we go.
On where they're going to plump to stick those champs.
So,
unless they're going to swap around later. And,
they could do.
Mess up a little bit.
They could do. I think Vlad, that's a really nice matchup into the Malphite. Malphite doesn't really do much, honestly. Just free lane for him. Malphite really does need to do something with the ultimate as soon as he hits level 6. Look for a roam into the jungle maybe, or mid, or even a TP play in bot lane.
I like that though. I like the flex potential, and that they're seeing, going to struggle against Syndra. Can we chuck that up into top lane?
Yeah. It's really good coming out of imports. And again, you don't normally see this like in Platinum anyway, but I do like this idea that keeping the flex pick even towards the end, not revealing your cards until you get into champion select, when actually you pick the champion.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, that's one of the kind of we were looking at this set early on in the immediately when it was picked. I think it was first picked, or it was certainly the first pick from the side of imports. Sorry, Nameless. And we were thinking, it might be a set support, and it's just crazy that support has traditionally, up until the last couple of years, been one of those lanes where your supports are just utility or sustain. But at the moment, it's a bit of a carnival down there.
And I love that though. I love that. I used to be an ADC player, and what I hated was that every single time it would just be the same lane over and over. Whereas now, you can play that Senna, you can even pull out the Pike as well, and just completely flip bot lane on its head. And I think that's going to be, really the point of most contention here. Certainly for the early game.
Was Pike buffed in the last patch as well?
I think so.
I believe
yes,
so,
actually,
yeah.
yes.
We saw a
So-
pike yesterday, which
Ah.
went fairly well, but I mean, it was one of those. It was one of those pikes where you know you really need to, when you're playing in team play or in competition play, you really need to be on the same wavelength, or at least in fantastic communication with your team with regards to when you're gonna R. Because there was like, I mean, I remember seeing yesterday there were 3 or 4 R's coming out from the pike on the side of Rush, and you know the kill was just stolen away at the last second by his team. And I just
That
felt so bad.
feels
I
so
was like,
bad.
3 goals, like
Like,
just throwing pound coins down the drain. Like, come on, guys.
literally double gold. Like you could double the gold lead from a pike ultimate now. I mean, I like the champion. I think it's really good, and it opens up a lot for bot lane, especially whenever you know the typical hooks were like Thresh, like Blitzcrank. You know, like tanky still, Nautilus tanky. You know, Pike. It's just like that hook assassin. I just
Yeah.
really enjoy that. Really enjoy it.
He's a champion that I really need to familiarize myself again with. I mean, I'm a support man, but I tend to play kind of more magey supports with a little bit of healing potential. But dude, I just like it. It's just filthy when you can, you know,
Oh
just
yeah.
get that stupidly hard engage, and then you can wander off, and especially with his heal as well. You can just go and sit behind the tower and come back if the engage doesn't work. Then
Just come back full health. Boom. Like
yeah,
I'm ready to
come
fight
back in
again.
10 seconds, like with another bone skewer. Like,
Like it's really good champion. But let's talk. We've got 1 minute left into the loaded screen here. I'm enjoying the Jarvan pick here. I did say I didn't like it at first, but now Jarvan has complete control over the jungle in the early game here. Set, there's no real lanes he can gank. Bot lane kind of certainly after 6 with Ashe follow up really good, but Diana and Vladimir don't have much CC unless Diana's able to land this ultimate. But Syndra E can just scatter the weak and just push her away. So Jarvan is going to have a lot of agency in the first maybe 10 minutes of this game against the set.
yeah, I'm very much so. But Set, he's just such a bruiser. He can just rock into a lane, you know, and
You can.
start absolutely pummeling. It really depends on pathing. I think that matchup, 100%.
Big pathing. That's something I really want to see here, because a lot of people will typically just do like the level 3 rush. They'll start a bot lane buff, do the next buff, and then the grump. I want to see some interesting pathing coming here from the Jarvan, because I think Jarvan could potentially kill the set before he gets that W. Because set will take will take QE first, and then level 3 take the W. I want to see some aggression from the Jarvan here.
Yeah, I mean, I've just placed my bet. I have bet on Nameless on the red side. I do prefer their draft overall, I think. However, I do believe that Imports will be taking this game. So, regardless of what happens, I'm right.
Either you win the bet, or
You're right.
or you're right. You're a winner either way. Okay, looking at runes here, the set's gone phase rush. Typical, you know.
I'm waiting for that pause.
Oh,
No pause.
nothing yet. Okay, that's
on?
good. That's nice. That's nice. Red side don't seem to be going for any level 1 shenanigans. Malphite is AFK right now. Is that maybe a master trick? Maybe you sit in base for a while, or what's going on here?
That's the only reason they'd let a master into this competition. He gets a 3-minute, 3-minute head start on lane.
So you can see Nameless is expecting some level 1 shenanigans here. They're all stacked up on the red buff. Jarvan, however, has actually gone the complete opposite side of the map. They should be expecting Jarvan to start at the red buff, so I don't know why they'd be expecting to invade up there, but hey, I play in the Platinum League, so maybe I'm completely wrong. But Jarvan did get some deep vision there, which is nice. So they're going to see see if set starts on red or blue side here, which is really useful for Jarvan. Jarvan can look for an invade level 2.
Syndra, you're in a precarious position there.
Oh, Syndra, it's an alright trade. Just a few auto attacks, a few slaps to the face, and boom, like it's easy.
Yeah.
So you see, both junglers starting in red buff. I really like this. Jarvan should be aiming to go for the enemy blue buff now, given that he knows that Set is on the top side of the map and should be looking for a level 2 kind of fight, but is instead opting to just clears his own jungle and maybe look to pressure the map at level 3 instead.
Yeah, very much so. I'm just sort of thinking those early trades. Weirdly, when you have those early minor trades, the only champion that it will ever benefit if it's just 1 or 2 autos is a support like Senna, who get the the 15 gold on hit like with the spectral sickle.
Or you get that mana flow band. I have been not dived but chased many a times in the jungle for 1 auto attack or 1 spell just to stack that mana flow band early. So you see, Kai'Sa Senna has managed to get a lead early. Ashe was late to the lane, so 8 CS lead and the XP advantage as well, just pushing that in. Getting the ward there.
That is there as well.
They're going to see the set here. Really well timed. Really well timed. Jarvan is behind on the clear. Set's looking for an evade, which I'm surprised about because Set shouldn't be looking at over Jarvan, but he's got behind the bot lane though.
Yeah, they've got no vision there. This could be. Oh, I got a big lag there.
Big flay.
Oh, and Highlander gets 100%. Is going to be going down there, and that is the first blood onto the Set, and it's a flash away from that Kai'Sa. That's a really strong gank there. I mean, he's got double buff. He's methodical. He goes out and around into the blue side bot jungle, and then just pops back in through the tri-bush and makes sure that that Senna couldn't get away. Just pops that Senna.
Not enough respect coming out. They saw the Set. They saw Set bot side. Just back off. Wait until he shows elsewhere, or wait 30 seconds, and then you're fine.
And
no
suddenly,
respect.
The lead that the Kai'Sa had built up in that bot lane is more than evaporated.
Exactly, and even better, it's gone on the Set.
And Young Prodigy is in a lot of trouble there. We get the flash out from Syndra. The Jarvan, though,
he's not really doing much.
If he needs to. But there's a little vision just there. You see that in the river.
There's also been a fight in bot lane as well, and Senna has used the cleanse as well. Thresh got a nice hook on the Senna, and no flash in Kai'Sa and no cleanse on Senna. It is
a Senna. So I mean, rather than being chunked out, the Senna will be able to just heal up.
But if I'm that Set, I'm going to go down for a guy.
And that's a fantastic stun from Highlander onto that Thresh there. However, that will be the ignite and the flash out from the Thresh, and also the heal from the Ashe there. So that's a very, very positive trade coming out from that E from the Senna there.
Because you got 2 ADCs on import side, that is some really good trading power. If you aren't able to land a good hook, that Ashe is going to struggle, certainly on the early levels, before she gets that attack speed, before she can max, or she can stack up her Q.
I mean, even if you do land a good hook, the kind of beauty of a Senna, if you're playing it, bastard of a Senna if you're not, is he can literally just stun you straight away and walk away, unless you're really choppy with your finger movements and you can get that damage off, or you can hook and then drop immediately behind the wave. So there's a lot of positioning involved in the way you play in that lane. It's not just like a straight up I'm gonna come and bash you trade.
And just quickly looking at the top lane, pretty even. Expected. Both champions just kind of slapping each other. Malphite with the Q, Vlad with the Q as well. This is going perfectly well for Vlad. Like, he's very happy to just do this for 20 minutes, get 3 items, and then head off.
Going pretty low there.
Oh, Thresh lands a big hook there
onto Andy. And yeah, he will get away.
That was almost a kill on the Jarvan, and that should be Drake going over to imports. Ashe is just pushing out the wave, so that's going to be there. Jarvan
casted is in. I don't know whether he meant in as a broader thing in a full game, or whether that was his in and that's it.
Jarvan has decided to EQ into the pit, and
it's he's just waiting for Highlander to come up, and we get the stunner from the Senna first, but then we get the hook out from the Fresh, and suddenly this Kaiser's in a lot of trouble, and Ban goes down. Snail is trying to chase out this Jarvan, and the Jarvan also goes down. So that is a steal from the set onto that Drake, and also a 2-for-0 trade in favor of Nameless.
Nameless have come out to play today. They are not going down without a fight. And that early Infernal Drake, that is big, especially whenever you've got a Vlad, Diana, Ashe, and a set.
We get the flash away in the top lane from the Malphite there. The Vladimir, you know, very, very aggressive, because the Vlad can be very, very aggressive. But, you know, just, yeah, both flashes, actually. We got the flash from the Vlad before the directed camera saw fit to pull us up.
That's worrying, though. If Vlad is winning this lane this well at 7 minutes, Malphite needs to find something to do here that's going to make this more even, because that Vladimir is going to outscale you hard.
I mean, we saw yesterday in CJD that kills can change lane.
Yeah, like Vladimir's gone back. He got the Kindle Gem. That 10% cooldown is going to be nice, as well as the book, which name I can't remember. I like that, though. Vlad has picked up a pink ward. People buy pink wards. Vision is king. You will win if you can see where the enemy is.
Yeah, 100%. I am a big pink guy. I often spend vast amounts of money on pink wards, but you know, it's absolutely phenomenal. If you got the vision in the right spots as well. I mean, I was playing a game earlier today, and like the bot side jungle on the red side here, I was playing on the blue side. You know, I had a ward in the blue buff bush for about 20 minutes before it was cleared. And it was just phenomenal. We couldn't get ganked. That's the only place that we're going to be coming from in that game.
Lit up like Brighton.
But that's enough about me and my piss low game.
So there is a bit of a CS lead opening up in mid lane, 15. Syndra will have the wave clear on Diana for all of the game, but the all-in potential of Diana is big. If she can dodge the Syndra Scatter of the Week, that's big. And you see Thresh is roaming around the set at this point. Thresh does not want to let Jarvan play the game. But whilst this is happening, Jarvan's just getting a free Rift Herald. Typically, you know, they'll trade objectives, but certainly with such an early Drake, that set should have just gone for it. Or else we got a flash.
Not got that Drake. The set did play that very well, but I mean, we'll disseminate. Oh, hang on. Yeah, it's a little stun that, but maybe slightly too late from the center, and the Fresh is heading back towards the bot lane there. But yeah, that entire Drake fight was a little bit disjointed from Imports, because the Jarvan EQ'd into the pit, expecting the bot lane to come up immediately, but obviously the Nameless bot lane were making themselves a nuisance and just making sure they couldn't walk up cleanly. So, I mean, you just find yourself in the pit against like 2 or 3 members of Nameless, and you know, your bot lane are coming to try and kind of save you, so the fight changes shape, and this is a fantastic
engage. Diana ult, big Diana ult into face breaker into
again, and Andy's
well.
gonna go down, and that is a double kill onto the Diana, which is really not what that Syndra wanted to see. And we get a Malphite who's going to rush forward here, and he will kill that Vladimir. And this is literally what we were saying. A kill can change that lane. We were saying he needs to find something to change the shape of that lane for him. And there is that kill, and he's just going to crash this wave onto the tower. Yeah, he crashed this wave. And chuck a fat base. And the Imports bot lane are going to have to watch themselves here. And once again, they get caught. A fantastic hook again from the Fresh. And Band will just scoot away, having taken the Ignite out of that Fresh. But obviously, Band using the flash and the heal there. So,
maybe you can answer this for me. Tier Kai'Sa, is that no longer a thing? I know a lot of ADCs and even mids are building tier right now, and I thought, you know, Tier Kai'Sa. Oh, there's the tier now. Okay, maybe I'm just blind.
Yeah, I was gonna say. as soon as you started,
I started
out
saying
the
that
left
before I saw the tier. Yeah, there we go. And Borkash, that's expected as well.
I mean, I'm
Big
sure
item
after
right
the
now.
last couple of gank experiences with the set, there'll be more than one tier in that case at the moment.
This set is huge. Though Set has finished his jungle item. Jarvan opting for the Cinderhawk himself rather than going for the Warrior enchantment. I think that's quite a good idea. Jarvan, he's not at this point here. He's not going to kill anyone.
Thresh's hooks are just insane. Like the predict on some of these, because I know there is a slight, when you press the Q, there's a little moment. Like one of the reasons I don't like Thresh as opposed to other like hook or hard engaged supports, you press it and there's just a moment where he rattles his chain, so you gotta think a bit more. There's a little bit more prediction than if you play in, say, like a blitz, where you just press it and then the hitbox is the size of the fucking moon. Oh, and that's a flash forward from that Thresh there, but the center lands a fat stun, but he's not going to save Band. Will Highlander get away? Highlander will get away, and this is this is a little bit of cyberbullying onto this bot lane. Kai'Sa having a miserable time at the moment because the set is pretty ever present, and they might turn this into a Drake. Senna.
Yeah, Senna Kai'Sa not looking at like a great lane right now.
Andy's going to try and challenge for this, maybe. Is he going to try and steal? He will, but he won't steal. And he takes the blast cone in. And he gets hooks as well as the Ashe are. And Andy will go down for a third time this game.
That was not worth it for an Ocean Drake. That's not worth it. Go for the Infernal by all means.
And they
not
came
for the...
here, and I just don't... Oh, and that's a really good stun onto Hurricane. Would I be able to do anything there? Snail on this set. Oh, he's walking back and just shepherding away, and no one seems to want to step to this set because it's been a really clean set game so far.
Really clean. Set has done a lot here. The Jarvan not so much. Jarvan needed to take over the game at 10 minutes, but 2-0-5 Set, he is not going anywhere, and especially with Mountain Drake as well. If Set keeps up this objective control, that's going to be one beefy guy.
A fat beef indeed. He's stepping up to this Vlad again. I mean, he's going to have to do something kind of magical onto Encana, and he just stepped forward a little bit there, and this is going to be a big chunky trade, and the Vlad stepping back forward onto Key. Neither of these champions seem to want to step away from that, and we get a flash forward from the Vladimir. Oh, so low! But this will be a trade. This will be a 1-for-1. And Key, very fortunate there to actually get the kill on that Vladimir, because it was quite a while since he last did the damage. That was nearly just an execute.
Fresh.
And we get a trade again of the hook and the Senna stun there. And Highlander stepping forward into the Ashe, and he's going to have to be very, very, very careful there. You can't just do that. The Ashe, the Ashe has got a couple of kills on there, and that's the Ashe. And there we go. Oh, and very close again, and we got the TP into the bot lane, and that's obviously spotted out by the Vision. And Young Prodigy takes out the Thresh pretty much immediately there, and Band will also go down. So that is a... I don't know whether it's a 3-for-1, a 4-for-2, or whatever. They're just coming back right now. Thick and fast. And surely the Vladimir's going to go down. Surely the Vladimir's going to go... Yeah, the Vladimir goes down as well as the Malphite. So, yeah, that's... Once it's all cleaned up, a 4-for-2. They just kept on coming.
What is going on there?
They were literally like a fucking wave of CS coming into that lane there.
Everyone TP'd at just different times. Those are some awful trades coming out for imports. Nameless, 2-0-5 Set, 4-0-2 Diana, 4-0-4 Ashe. Jarvan doesn't get the red buff. Set is just going all into this Jarvan at this point. Jarvan does not get to play with this game.
In the midst of that chaos, Nameless also get first tower of the day there on the bot lane.
Round of applause for them now. That's well deserved, we did see that Thresh did go in, and Senna, Kai'Sa are beginning to be able to trade a little bit better now with them, because 2 ADCs do some damage, but the Ashe engage is just far too good with that ultimate right now. And one thing I noticed as well, really like this itemization coming out from the Malphite. So most people would look at that and say, wow, he's got 3 different items going, but really good for trading with the Vladimir. You got your Thornmeal,
Highlander stepping forward. That is not somewhere where you want to be. And Pavit there, just absolutely demolishing that Senna. Why would they step into that? Why? She's got
That's not a
forward
trade.
too.
That's not a trade you want to take there. And whilst
It's
they're doing
not a
that,
trade at all.
Set just takes Rift Herald. They've just got first turret in bot lane. They can just rotate this now into mid lane because the Senna's dead. They've got the man advantage on the map.
So I mean, there's jungle diff, mid diff, bot diff.
The only top diff in favor, or the only diff in favor is top diff, and that's in favor of.
Yeah,
Esports.
it's in favor of a Malphite against a Vlad. So I mean, that's not going to be sustainable for a carry.
I mean, maybe if he played AP Malphite, he'd be carrying, but
Well, I mean, that's not what we've seen. We've got the Sunfire Cape and we've got the Bramble Vest up there so far, and Spectre Curl.
so Senna is going in Ash here, but they could be looking good to get caught out. Set and Thresh are there.
Oh, and that is a smart flash from the Senna to get away from that Ash arrow.
And the Scatter of the Week, brilliant. Just standard Syndra stuff, stopping that engage, which I think, if imports are going to look back into this game, Syndra does need to step up and land those big stuns.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a bit of a kind of strange one. We're kind of leaving the laning phase now. But it's been interesting to see, the trade of that Senna stun and the fresh hook. But that lane very much characterized by the pretty much ever presence of the set in the early game to drag them ahead. Oh, and that's another fantastic pick. Another fantastic pick by the fresh hook and another kill onto this monster of a Diana.
Thresh right now is looking MVP for me. He is landing hook after hook after hook. And he's just making it look easy at this point. Whenever he's got fed Set, fed Diana, fed Ashe, he's just landed hooks for fun. At this
We don't
point.
test our players for steroids, but
we may need to. I'm just checking how many souls Senna has, because Senna's going to be a big win condition coming through. Senna's at 53 souls. She's getting there.
0-4-0 though. I mean, this has been a miserable old game for the import spot lane.
It really hasn't been fun. But shining light right now is that Malphite. Malphite, because of that Thornmail, is able to get semi-favorable trades into Vladimir. Vladimir does only have Proto Belt. He'll need at least 3 items before he can really start bursting people down.
Just come in with the Zonyas as well.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was talking about the Diana.
Diana Zonia is perfect. Whenever you're already bursting people, you don't want them bursting you, especially when you get 600 gold bounty. Just Zonias, boom, you're sorted.
I just heard you say Proto Belt. I looked down and I saw Proto Belt on Diana.
Oh, okay. So Diana, really smart here. She's got TP up in a little bit. She can just go into a side lane. There is no one here that wants to trade with that Diana right now. Syndra's hiding in the bush, just waiting for Diana to go away so she can get one tiny bit of farm that'll supplement her CS lead.
The jungle completely belonging to Nameless at this point. I mean, the Jarvan taking what he can, but I mean, the fresh and the set there, just really scumbagging it, just really waiting for that step forward.
And surprisingly, the biggest goal difference is actually coming out of ADCs. Jarvan Set only has a 1k gold lead. Diana's only 1.5k, but coming out of bot lane, there's almost a 3k gold lead on Ashe. Which it's scary. Having just to be an Ashe main, whenever I'm super fed and I got Bork and Runans, I'm happy.
I mean, that's what 50 CS and 4 kills will do. Difference.
You know what? That tends to be the case.
Oh, and Andy's going to have to run on this Jarvan. He gets stunned, but he does not get caught. He does manage to pull his way, claw his way back into the bot lane under the safety of the turret.
That whenever a Jarvan's running away like that, it's tough to watch. Jarvan wants to go in and just knock everyone up, get everyone locked down. Whenever he's literally running away from a set, that's tough. Jarvan's out of the game. He really should. He's a knock-up machine right now.
2 minutes away from Seoul, which I'm sure Name will be, you know, just expecting to take, because there's been very little in the way of decent opposition. There's been a couple of challenges for Drakes, but they've just turned into really poor trades for imports. So you can imagine they're just going to, look for those a little bit less, because not only are they losing the Drakes, they're also losing, 2 or 3 kills on the trade as well.
And where Nameless's vision score is really just says where their priorities are. There's a lot of red wards towards the Baron, but look at the red side jungle of imports. It is completely lit up. Thresh is going through, clearing any vision. It's so easy at this point because no one can step up to even match vision from Nameless.
Exactly. There's no line of vision for imports. It's incredibly defensive. They can't walk forward. We've got this center support. Oh, and that is a big catch again. And give that one to the Thresh. He deserves it.
Thresh does deserve it. At this point here, Thresh has double the amount of kills as Vladimir. Just putting it out there now. Like Thresh carry. Yes.
Oh, I've seen a Thresh AD carry. It was a very much a shithouse video and a shithouse build, but I think it was just a really high attack speed build. And Andy gets caught by the Ash Arrow, but he will drag himself out of there and does not get hit by the follow-up slow.
What is Jarvan doing
Diana's
there?
going to continue to try and look. Yeah, this. They just, the Drake spawning, the Malphite's there in the pit, but
Vlad TP.
risky fight. Yeah, we've got the Vlad TP. I mean, if I was imports, I'd be very loath to try something. And luckily for once, for imports, the Thresh does not find his mark with the hook. And it will be a contested Drake. And thank you, Jarvan finally manages to get one, but that is the showstopper coming out from the set. Hurricane unstoppable. 5 kills on that. And
with the Jarvan dying, that has to be Baron. Ash is so good at taking objectives. Like with that in part Q, like she will just melt through this Baron, especially with the Bork as well.
Definitely. Highlander playing in such a dangerous game. This is not. Oh yeah, and a smart little R from the Thresh there, but
They can't look to turn.
We've just got a turn, a big turn there, and Young Prodigy's just getting absolutely melted. And so does the Malphite. And it's
A lot of
hero. And that fight looked, really really even for a long period. And then, we just see inputs starting to melt, and we get the flash forward there from the center, finally taking down that set. But Highlander and Band looking very low, and that is a fantastic little golden
Zonias?
The Zonias, yeah.
That feels bad because
watcher of full Zonias.
just as the Senna and the Kai'Sa start being relevant in fights, Vladimir just comes on in. He's got his Zonias, he's got the proto belt, and he just kills them both. Like
the timing of that was ridiculous.
Like that just feels bad. Now Senna, Senna did have to waste the flash, but did get a kill. She has gone the Executioners. There's a lot of anti-healing coming out for that Vladimir. So Vlad, late game, might not be as big as a carry as what he could be, but that's one carry. You've got Diana and Ash who are already ahead. No point in dealing with the carry that isn't ahead whenever you get 2 people who are ahead.
They're all ahead.
It's pure. And Vladimir, he's got the same amount of CS now. He should be ahead in gold. Yeah, he's got a 400 gold lead on the Malphite. At this point here, it's going to be it's been tough all game, but certainly at this point it's going to be very tough for imports to actually get back into this.
It'll feel nice for the Senator to have got that kill though, especially onto the set. Like, you spent your entire early game in my lane. I've dug you a shallow grave in the garden, you bastard. And Key just running away from the 4 men of Nameless there. Surely there won't be a contest to this.
I don't think
Hurricane
there
just
can be.
melting this Baron.
There can't be, you know. Malphite, he had the back.
Oh, welcome to Diana's squad. Oh, she goes golden. She's gonna die here.
Is she? She
No,
hasn't
she's
died.
not gonna die.
She hasn't.
Oh. And that is a cheeky flash away, and we get the missed Ash Arrow Highlander incredibly low, landing that stun just to get away from that. So Nameless do get the Baron. There's not a kill trade there, but I mean certainly a very spicy trade of health and sums and ultimate ability.
But that Baron, though, you know, that is going to be so difficult to defend against. Like, Syndra doesn't have the wave clear yet. She's at 1 item plus half Umbrellas. Like, Kaisa doesn't have that great range. You know, she steps up, she will die, and no one else has any wave clear. You know, like, this is going to be a very difficult time with the Baron minions up.
This Diana just feeling so confident.
She doesn't care.
She's not playing with the team. She's just happy to stand in a bush and just go, right, there's 3 of you, fuck it, let's go.
I can imagine team comms was just you guys got Baron. I'll 1v3. Like, don't worry about me. I'm fine.
I'll fight the team. You all go fight Baron.
Drake up in a minute as well. You know, at this point, Imports should be looking to secure that soul. You know, they've got Baron. They've got a huge advantage.
Andy. That's another death. 0-5-0 jungler.
That feels bad. That feels real bad. And told you, like the Jarvan pick, you know, it's very 50-50.
Snail there. They're all at it. I love these little bush traps. They're doing it constantly. Every single time Imports are trying to go into their jungle to ward, they're just being funny.
I mean, look at the jungle. It's completely lit up with red wards right now. There is no way that Imports are letting Nameless take this. Oh, sorry. Nobody Nameless is letting Imports take this Drake right now. Vladimir's just punishing this Malphite in the top lane. Got the Spellbinder as well. You know, taking some really, really nice trades at this point.
I mean, the Jarvan took the last one, but he's only just up from being caught by 3 or 4 members of the Nameless team. So that is Mountain Soul.
Yeah. Baron, Mountain Soul, and you've got 2 carries that haven't died.
Yikes.
And Ashe has even built Death's Dance, so you think you can kill her, but you won't because you can't burst her. So this is a yikes.
Diana's just playing her own little mini game. Everyone else is playing League of Legends, and she's just like a cat that's toying with a poor mouse. And you like put it down.
Very,
find
very.
it 3 days later in one of your shoes.
And the cat's still playing with it 3 days later.
You get it out of the shoe, and the cat's like, so that's where I left that.
And it just goes back to it. Like this is tough. I mean, Vladimir is just hard bullying this Malphite in the top lane as well. Like, both are level 16, but Vlad just bursts him down.
What we were saying, the Malphite had a slight CS lead and a kill advantage on the Vlad, but it's not sustainable. I mean, look at the objectives in that top lane. Like, Imports have not taken a tower yet this game. They've got the top and the mid incredibly low, but that's, you know, it's resounding the dominance that Nameless have enjoyed in this game. They've taken that lead and they've just absolutely, you know.
I mean, you look at the 2 big carries from Nameless, Diana and Ashe. Both have a 2 level advantage over their counterparts. That's difficult. Levels mean so much. Like, if you're 2 levels above and you have similar items, you're going to smash whoever you're fighting against. If you're 2 levels above and you have 1.5 items more than you're fighting against, we just win. Simple as that. You know, you can stand still and do nothing and still beat them.
So Diana comes back with a Rabadon's and an Everlasting Wand. Balanced.
Easy. At this point, Diana's probably just laughing.
I mean,
she's quite happy where she is. You know, the problem with a lot of Diana's is that she jumps in. All quite similar to Jarvan actually. She jumps in, does her damage, struggles to get out. But at this point, Diana doesn't mind jumping in. Like, she doesn't die.
so riddle me this, Crowlock. Is there any scenario that would lead to an Imports win in this game?
Yes. I would right now. Well, the Vladimir getting called out could be a big one.
Ooh, yep, that's a big, and that is 600 gold onto the Jarvan.
The last person on the team you wanted that to go to.
Yeah.
But it's still 600 gold. That kind of scenario is what Imports want.
Ping's coming out from Nameless onto that Baron Nash in a minute, by the way.
That's what you need. You need to stall out the game. Like if that Senna and that Kaisa become more relevant, like these fights are going to be a lot better. The Jarvan is basically out of it, but Malphite really good engage with good follow up from the Jarvan. Syndra, Syndra still can burst people. Ashe does have the Death Stance, but Ashe is squishy enough that a Syndra can get enough AP and she has enough of her spheres going around. Like she will burst the Ashe. So certainly, I don't think it's all doom and gloom. As I say, where I come from, it's not over till the fat lady sings, but she's definitely warming her voice up.
That Ashe, yeah, I enjoy that. The Ashe is, done a very good job of staying on the back line so far in this game, I've got to say. And the Senna saying, "Not again, Fresh. Don't come near me."
She's having PTSD about these hooks.
Yeah. I mean, I would as well.
See, is that Ashe and Set, or no, just Set? It's just Set is killing the Baron. That's fine. Where is the? As Ashe is there, yeah. Diana's now taking hits at Malphite.
Okay, and that's a missed Fresh hook. He's gonna try and challenge for this. He got that vision. Oh, and that is an explosion, and that is another kill onto the Ashe and Snail. Missing his E there, but there's going to be a flash forward onto Band, and that is a double kill onto the Ashe. And Andy there going to challenge for the Baron Nasher, but they just turned. And he ended up isolated from the team, and there was just no front line to protect the carries. Because your jungle there, your Jarvan had just turned, had just kind of duped around to try and steal the last few in the last few thousand HP of the Baron, but and he's going to be taken down here, surely. Yeah,
brilliant play as well coming from Thresh.
Doesn't even get the opportunity to try and steal a march and miss Baron.
Jarvan, he had the position there. He could have looked for steal, but it needed to be a blind steal. He shouldn't have stuck down his, what do you call it, flagstaff. Call it that. He shouldn't have done that. He just needed to look for a blind steal because there's no way.
The Fresh saw him going behind the Baron pit previously, though, so the Fresh knew that he was in the vicinity and did a very good job in just bodyguarding that.
Yeah,
just going down, chucking out the Q,
Ooh, Elder is up in 15 seconds. And they're looking for a fight. Diana does have TP. She's just going to the top lane.
This is last chance saloon for Imports, surely. If they lose this fight, then it's over. That's it.
Now, there aren't that many wards for Nameless here. There is a pink ward in the Pixel Brush. Diana's still on the top side. She actually isn't shown yet. So, for all Imports know, Diana's there waiting for them in the bush. But she's not. She's in top lane split pushing.
They've seen the Diana now.
They've seen her, yeah. They should be looking for an engage. There is very little ward, or very few wards. There's a pink ward in the Dragon Pit, and there is one in the Tri-Bush bot lane. But Diana
is just getting, sucked in by the Fresh. And it is Imports who have prio over this Drake, but Snail just jumping in there, and that is ridiculous. The Syndra gets absolutely deleted from time and space. And how's this fight with Key gonna go?
But there's a race going on. The race is who can kill or who can survive longer. Diana in the base with Nexus with the team, and Diana, they don't even get to kill the Drake.
That's it. That's the game. There's a triple kill there from the Vladimir at the end of the game, so you can say, "Look at me, I'm a carry too."
Look at me, I went positive.
We said it throughout this game, but you've got to hand it to Fresh. Like, that was absolutely clutch hooks in all of the key moments of the game to just literally pull kills into the coffers of his carries there. I mean, there's so many onto the Diana and the Ashe in the early and mid games. just making sure that they were the absolute machines that they were. And here is Jed back in the room with, let's see how many points he's got. He's got 16,000. That's more than 1,900 that I bet.
How many do I
I'm
have?
back.
That's insane, bro. The one time I do not bet
Oh, just under 10k.
on the red side, they do go for the they do win on the blue side. I was always going for the underdogs, but yeah, I guess the underdog got underdogged because Team Nameless here getting ahead in this first game, and that will put us in a beautiful lead for them in this series in best of 3, of course, so nothing is just over yet. They have to pull this off once more, but I'm pretty sure Impulse are not going to let them do that just that easily as it looked this game. However, it was a pretty long game, 25 minutes. Overall, we can have a look at the graphs here to get some damage stats, and of course Vladimir, they're popping off together with the Diana and the Ashe. Pretty much all the carries you want to be fed put out a lot of damage, and seeing the Malphite max damage and the Kaiser not even in top 3 of their own team does tell me that there was definitely a bot difference in this game.
Oh, big time, Jason. But the thing is, the set was really, really picking on that bot lane. And I mean, you get the set down there and you get a strong hook from the Fresh, and it's good night regardless of what champion you're playing.
Yeah.
Exactly, and even to go down so early as well, you know, the pathing was so good. Like, Imports were able to get a nice river ward, but what Set did, he just went around through the Jarvan jungle and came through behind them. Like, there was no respect given to the Set, and you know, fair play. You know, Set took advantage of that and really did a number on them.
We're gonna head into a very small break now before being right back with you guys for game number 2. And yeah, so enjoy, get some coffee, get some snacks, you know the drill. It's past 9:30 here on my side
So
of the
I'm on
CST. So
30. Coffee now.
yeah, let's get some tea then
Head
instead for the
check.
bits, eh?
The night's only starting.
Yes, but yeah, we'll be right back with you guys. Enjoy the music in the meantime, and see you guys soon. And with Concert Crush going there to an end in the background, we will be right back for you guys. So welcome back everybody here to the TG Diamond League live on Connecting Esports, Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube. Check it all out. Follow our socials, and you know that we'll give the casters some love with Qualax and Jedlam today for game number 2 between Imports and Team Nameless.
That was a great game one. I'm very happy.
Oh, I just got a message from Andy saying, "So you want to tell me I didn't fulfill my promise?" For all of those not in the loop, before this game started, he said, "You will be casting my int today, Pog."
I don't want to be rude, but I think the best way to describe that wasn't. 150 in the end, was it?
It read like a mismatch, but Imports have been really strong in other games throughout this tournament so far. So
yeah, no, it definitely felt like going into it that Imports certainly had it in the bag. But Nameless came out fighting. From the get go, they were just looking to punish, and it worked out really well.
if Imports manage to come back and reverse sweep this series, though, they will they'll be in a really strong position in terms of playoffs. But I mean, Nameless have obviously just put on the big boy pants, and they need to win this to get to playoffs. Or that's it for their TJD season. And this doesn't look like a team who are done. This doesn't look like a team who don't deserve to make the playoffs. If they can bring a little bit of consistency to their game, then we'll be seeing them certainly over the next week or so. When
Imports, they've got a little leeway. They still have another game against CE Mist in same points, but Imports need to win every single game. Not Imports, Nameless need to win every game to have a chance at getting into the playoffs.
We have started. I need to move every game that I cast. I have little post-it notes on either side of my keyboard, so I remember which team is on which side of the map. This is how you do it when you're a professional.
That's smart. That's very smart. And similar bans coming through here. I would have thought at least a set ban or maybe a thresh ban. There's a set. There's the set. Okay. Now, it'll be interesting to see what Nameless are going to put a big priority on. And there's the Senna. I love the Senna picks. It didn't really work too well last time, but I love having Senna in bot lane.
No, I mean, Senna on Nameless' side.
Yeah, no, I really like that. I'd like to see what Nameless can do. Maybe go for a little bit less of a conventional bot lane. Pair it up with something a bit more fun. Maybe Nocturne. Who knows? Kale. Malphite. Who knows? I can keep naming champions all night. And there's the Ashe pick. Ashe is pretty good for Nameless last time, so Imports is saying, okay, cool, let's just pick the Ashe for ourselves then.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, I think, maybe not the strongest mathematical ADC in terms of damage and so on, but, the ultimate is just really big. And going for the Lulu, I really like that.
Yeah, I like that as well. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you like the Senna pick more than I do.
I just think it provides so much, so many different things in the bot lane. I like variety. Variety is the spice of life.
Certainly, I agree. But the engage potential that was offered by that Fresh in the last game, I mean, that was disgusting. If you're on a heater with a champion like that,
maybe you just take the aggression in a different champion. Maybe you. I don't know, like Nocturne, big fan of that champion. I've seen a lot of different lanes. Senna Soraka even is very nice. And I got the Jarvan coming through with the Thresh still up. But no, they can't pick Thresh because it's Lulu. So really good. I like that Nameless are deciding, we're going to play the comp that you picked, just better.
Senna Soraka is,
it's disgusting.
If not the biggest sustain lane in the game.
It is disgusting. I have played with it and was very surprised. And Ezreal, that's a really nice poke lane coming through for Nameless. That's going to be tough to kind of capitalize on. But Ashe Lulu aren't really looking to capitalize. They just want to get through the laning phase, and Senna Ezreal just lets you get through. So certainly bot lane last time was the point of contention. This time Party B, more of a farming lane, honestly.
Maybe this week ago, just saw the center of Impulse last game and said, you know what, I can do that better. I can land those stuns. And that
Mhm.
was where all of those trades on the bot lane pretty much started, apart from obviously the ones with was, you know, it was the center with the stun and the fresh with the hook just swinging their dicks at each other, you know. The old penis joust and seeing which CC comes out on top.
And the fresh one, the joist. Like, and the Galio coming through here. It'd be interesting to see what imports are going to pair out with the Galio. You know, the Jarvan's gone, which is typically quite a good pairing. So we're going to need to see something that's going to be able to dive into the back line. You know, it'll be interesting taking their time in the bans. You know, a pretty decent first rotation. Nameless have got their jungle and their bot lane, whereas imports, you know, the Lulu and the Galio could be flex. They could be Lulu mid. I'm pretty sure Faker played that recently, so I think it's a relevant pick again.
If Faker can play it, then anyone
Oh
can
yeah,
play it.
I mean, Korea, TJ Diamond, they go hand in hand. You know.
Welcome to my solo queue hell. Every time I get into playoffs and I can't dodge or I get a loss, we get someone like, no, Yumi top's viable.
Yeah, I saw Faker play. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. There's the Syndra ban. You know, Syndra didn't really do much last game, but it's coming from the import. So maybe imports are saying, okay, we think you can play our champions better than us.
I've got to say, I do much prefer this draft imports. Yeah,
you know, there's a lot of peel for the Ashe. They're really putting a lot of eggs in the Ashe carry basket right now. Banning the Maokai, I don't know if that's a big pick, but yeah, there's a Vladimir ban. That's expected. You know, it's quite difficult to punish a Vladimir unless you can really like roam a lot. And I didn't see a lot of roaming coming out of that Malphite last game, so I think it's fair. And there's the Nocturne. You know, maybe they're listening to the stream. Who knows? But I've got a big place in my heart for Nocturne. It's just a stupid champion, really.
I mean, the ban of Vlad and the Syndra, Vlad was less of pain, maybe.
I think it's fair that, you know, even if that game was like, you know, if Diana and Ashe didn't get fed last game and it got to 35-40 minutes, Vladimir was just going to kill them, honestly. And
yeah, very much. We finished. Well, we finished. The Vlad finished
6-4-5.
Yeah, 6-4-5, but ended the game literally the last player of the game triple kill on Vlad.
Yeah.
You know.
The Volibear, you know, really good pick. You know, I did get nerfs. It's not as strong as it was, but it still can be flexed. You know, really smart from imports here, saying, you know, like, we've picked our champion. We can send it top or jungle. You pick your champions. We'll decide which is the best matchup for it.
Oh, we've got two cold champions on the side of imports, which means it's time for a cold one. Listen to this.
Oh, that was not. That sounded like a nice open.
Yeah, I got Hop House. Premium beer for a premium caster.
So I've got my water here. You know, it's a Wednesday night. You know, I have to take
yeah, I've also got water.
Ah, okay.
Stay hydrated.
That's very true.
I'm sure Alex of EU Nordic Championship fame be very, very pleased that we're joining his campaign to keep our viewership hydrated.
Yes, you have to hydrate. You know, get your water and your beer. You know, beer is very important as well. Nameless taking their time there with the Twisted Fate. Ooh, matching globals. I'm assuming, so Nameless are probably saying that Galio's going mid, which, you know, is fair. Twisted Fate, global. You know, I don't really
realize I'm watching on Twitch with the delay rather than actually the PentaQ.
What do you think? I was just predicting. Ooh, and this is so cute. This is solo queue.
This is so solo queue.
Nameless have gone full solo queue. I want to see Ghost TP Darius. Screw the flash. Like, just Ghost TP. You know. And you know what? That's quite a good pick because, you know, Jarvan Volibear, two early game junglers. I don't think Volibear can go into that Darius. I think that's really good. They're forcing the Volibear into the jungle because Nameless is saying, okay, we want Volibear in the jungle. We think Jarvan is just good enough to beat it, because last game we saw a set which didn't have the advantage early game did outplay the Jarvan. So Nameless they're just laying on the gauntlet. They're saying, we're going to pick your champion. We're going to force you to send the Volibear jungle. We're going to do better than you.
Just
And
give it a look.
a lot of AD damage coming out though. You know what? I would love to see a Rammus come out here. A lot of AD damage coming through Nameless. But there's the Ornn. That's fair enough. So the Volibear going jungle, like I thought. The Ornn top lane. You got an assassin in the top lane from Ornn. Certainly pre-level 6. Darius post-level 6. Once he gets those stacks, he's going to be a scary, scary boy.
Dear. I mean, I, for one, am much preferring the import draft this game to last game. Nameless seem like they're... I mean, there's a little bit of point proving. The first 2 picks in that, they were just like, you know what, we're just going to take the picks that you flat inted on last game and see whether we can kind of rub this one in. So maybe that'll backfire on them. Maybe they are trying to prove a point, claw their way into these playoffs with a little bit of vogue. So
I'm looking here, and I really like Nameless draft apart from the Jarvan pick. Because I'm looking here and I'm seeing you got Senna, Ezreal, like 2 backline ADCs. They just want to have extended trades, poke out, fine. Twisted Fate, mid, global ultimate, brilliant matches of Galio, but again just wants to poke out. And Darius, he's not really reliable engage. He just kind of runs in and absorbs, distracts people, absorbs damage. The Jarvan going to jump in and he's just going to die.
We didn't like the Jarvan pick last game. We don't like the Jarvan pick this game. We don't recognize Jarvan as royalty. We're a republic.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird pick. Jarvan can be very effective, and Jarvan, if he play properly, as we saw the set do last game, he can certainly affect the game early and really get lanes ahead. But once it comes to team fights, because laning phase will end relatively early, maybe 12 to 15 minutes. I just don't see how the Jarvan's really going to do much unless he maybe tries to go top lane or into a side lane with the Darius and catch out the Ornn maybe.
If I might interject, betting is now open. There are a few people who tried to bet just now, but were in before.
So what are your predictions then? Who's taking this game? We're going to a game 3, or is it going to be switched to you?
But Andy messaged me after that last game and said, I said, are you going to put your big boy pants on now? He said, except for TJD, I've only played ARAM for the last 3 or 4 weeks. I have the macro brain of an iron. However, he's against the Jarvan.
Well, I did just bet everything I own. Everything I own. Just in real life, on Connecting Esports Twitch channel, on Blue Side.
I'm the Paddy Power liaison. They talk to me to get the lowdown and set their own on these teams.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of blues here. But scrolling up the chat though, I'm seeing a few reds as well. Chat seems to be pretty 50-50 on who's winning this. And you know what? Looking at the drafts, I would say 50-50 as well. But if you look at that last game, Nameless just looked so much better. At no point did Imports really get a chance to play, apart from the Malphite had a little bit of fun on the top lane.
That's a 50-50 apparently. So I'm not going to bet all of my points because that would be...
Oh, go on, you have to. No, you have to bet all your points, If you don't fully believe in yourself...
That's exactly what I did.
Oh, okay.
some streamer the other week changed the maximum bet. The cap was 10,000 for as long as, since eons ago. And someone just changed it to 100k.
Oh,
so I'm sat there nice and cushy in second place or something on 128,000 points. And I think, I'll int 10,000 away on this team. And suddenly I'm 100,000. I'm balls deep into a ridiculous bet. And feels bad.
I'm
sorry if I ended up with 1,900 at this time.
I'm sticking them all. I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy the blue side here. I just think, Jarvan, albeit, is a bit of a weird pick there. Like, there's so much momentum going into this game from last game. Or Nameless played,
Yeah.
Imports didn't.
Yeah, big mental boom.
And it's tough to come back from, especially if you've been beaten. It wasn't like a stomp, but certainly at no point did Nameless give any control over, and that's difficult to come back from.
I mean, the Diana was just flexing on them by the end of that game.
Diana was having fun. She was just saying, "Who wants to fight me? Like, I'll go take the Malphite. It's cool, guys. You go do Baron. I'll take Malphite." But looking here at the Imports draft, apart from the Jarvan, no one is getting onto that Ashe. And if Ashe is able to, land a good ultimate, kite really well, these could be some really interesting team fights. Like with the
Not
Ornn.
many people have been getting that Ashe during lockdown.
Well, I mean, it depends if you're living with a loved one or not. No. Ashe Lulu, really like. I really like. There's a lot of hard engage coming from the top lane or top side of the map as well. On the import side, like Galio, Volibear, Ornn. A lot of good team fighting prowess there.
I mean, if they play and engage properly, you could be CC'd for weeks.
Oh, it's not. This won't be fun to play for. Now, the Ezreal, can dodge. Senna should be so far back that she doesn't even get hit by anything. But it's
Not
only
the Senna
damage.
that we saw last game.
And it's not the Senna we saw last game. Maybe Senna will go, "I'm still playing Thresh," and try to go for these big fancy plays and miss. You never know. This is Diamond League, however.
No. I mean, especially if you've got a ghost that you want to pick up, or you want to try and land that CC, you just step up that little bit, and then sometimes you get punished. It's
You do.
These are the margins that we play on.
The fine lines between glory and death.
Precisely. Brinkmanship.
Now, what we have to remember is that, albeit Darius, very good top laner, very good in solo queue, Ornn is an assassin. And no matter how often Riot decide to nerf him, he will still one-shot you if you don't play the lane correctly. So we have to watch out for that. Vladimir certainly did get caught out a few times last time against the Malphite, and Ornn certainly has a lot more damage potential coming out, and a lot more trading potential coming out as well, especially with the Brittle. So I think top lane is going to be a little bit difficult for the Darius early game.
Yeah, I mean, Saruman made the mistake of pissing off the trees. Let's Nameless don't make the same error.
I like that reference. I do like that reference. And we're heading into loading screen now. Let's see if there's any fancy runes, or it's just going to be standard all round. Ooh, is that our spellbook coming from Twisted Fate? That's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. Change it up depending on how the lane's going.
Absolutely.
And we've got Exhaust coming on the Ezreal there. I think that's really good on the Ezreal. Ashe, I don't think Ashe needed Exhaust there. Maybe a barrier instead, or just straight up heal. But maybe she's just concerned about the Jarvan early. She wants to make sure that she gets through the laning phase.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, it's strange. Well, I mean, the Lulu's taken the heal. You'd usually be seeing that on the Ashe.
Yeah,
but Ashe having the slows, but
there seems to be some level 1 shenanigans now. Whether they're going to actually look for an engage, or they're just protecting. They're expecting something to go on. Whereas standard fan coming out from the imports.
I can't remember the last time we had a good old scrap in the first minute or two.
I enjoy it. Just go in.
We've had a few very disappointing ones recently. Could have been glorious, but just sort of fizzled out with a little bit of vision and a few Pithantor there.
Now, I'm not a big fan of the setup here. Volibear has decided to go back to the red buff with no vision whatsoever in the river. Ornn's given up vision as well there. If a team wasn't sitting in the sitting in their own bush in their own jungle, they could potentially capitalize on that and get some deep vision. Typically, you'll see jungle go in the mid lane and walk up a little bit just so that they don't know where they're starting. But again, both junglers start in red buff. Pretty standard, I'd like to see a little bit, change out the pathing a little bit, but I'm not the one playing, I'm just casting.
I mean, you'd be right.
Yeah.
But I suppose it is.
Now, Galio is going to push that lane in hard early. Like with Jarvan looking for a gank level 2. I like this. Super patient as well. Does not the EQ knock up and just gets a little bit of damage on that kind of damage there. Could be the difference in trading in the lane.
Oh, and here's the return gank in the top lane there. Andy forcing the flash out of Encana on that Darius, and Darius very low. Oh, and the Ornn walking a little bit further forward than perhaps strictly necessary into the single tower hit. But
and that's both summoners gone as well.
Oh,
Volibear is looking for an invade.
Well,
But Jarvan did smite it. And Jarvan does get the buff, but Volibear is just saying, I'm full health, you can't trade with me.
The aggressive early game. We've got, 2 pretty immediate ganks and a hard invade from Andy there on that Volibear. Knowing that the Darius and the Twisted Fate were low, so there wasn't a lot that that Snail could be getting in terms of backup there.
But I really like this coming from the Jarvan. Jarvan saw that the Volibear didn't have blue buff, instantly went towards the blue buff, and now Jarvan is going to 3 buff. Volibear, Senna does catch him out. I don't know, Senna's on the same team. No, does see the bot lane rotating, so just says, I've had enough. Trade Scuttle Crabs, and both junglers. A lot of action early, but they are even. Jarvan with a slight CS advantage. Bot lane's going pretty well already for the Senna Ezreal. Just under a 10 CS lead coming for the Ezreal. Just going to keep poking out. This is an annoying poke lane to play against, honestly. Senna Ezreal, you're just constantly looking for trades, constantly looking for pokes, and Ashe can't match that early.
Yeah, Lulu going Relic Shield instead of. I mean, sometimes you see them going Spell Thief's Edge.
I think that's smart though. Like if Lulu's just able to get a little bit more health coming through on the Ashe there, because they do know it's going to be a poke lane. Ashe Lulu aren't going to be able to trade much, and it's smart just to try to get through the laning phase a little bit more. Galio.
This Darius is being beaten to a bloody pulp there in that top lane. However, he on the Ornn, much lower on mana.
The ward has just gone down as well in the bush. No, there is no more vision there, but
instead of following the Darius into the bush, sorry, but with Darius playing a dangerous game.
He's struggling here. 2 levels though. Jarvan just looking to get some kind of pressure relief from the Darius. As a jungler, you love those little lane ganks as well for some nice XP as well. But it's just that Darius go back, reset, get his health. Kind of forget about those bad trades he got early, and look to really get back into this lane, because that's almost a 10 CS deficit of 5 minutes. That feels rough. And Ornn has gone for the Bramble Vest as well. Like, these trades are going to be difficult for Darius. And Volibear has started the Drake. Volibear saw that the Jarvan was topside and just said, hey, I'm going to go for the Drake.
Yeah,
my bot lane's got the pressure. And it's an Ashe as well. She will just take it.
Not going to be any contest in this.
And it's almost as if the junglers have decided, like, to swap roles here. Beforehand Snail was really kind of being the aggressor, whereas now the Volibear certainly the one starting the engages, and Jarvan's happened to match a little bit.
We've seen the Jarvan popping up in lanes a couple of times already. However, it was, in the top lane, when Andy on the volley bear came top, that was when, you know, we got the flash out of the Darius and he was chunked out big time. And that's when he was sort of deciding to just wade into that top side blue jungle, you know, trying to contest for these buffs.
I think here really Jarvan does need to sit around the top side of the map. You know, he needs to try to get that that Darius just like a little bit going. You know, get that Black Cleaver on him. I think he built Triforce as well on Darius now too. Just something to get him getting nice trades with the Ornn, and then just leaves him there. Simple as that. Bot lane 20 CS advantage coming
Still
up.
in that push there, just waiting for Andy, and oh, that will be the ultimate out of the Galio, but to no avail. Just protecting his jump. Just making sure they don't lose that kill. We are 7 minutes in without a kill. And Kana there.
You know, not like although there's been no kills, it certainly hasn't been a quiet game. Or an ultimate does come out. Ooh, nice flash from
Okay, let's go.
Darius.
Oh, that's a lovely flash from the Darius, but surely he's going to go down here. And that is first blood onto the Ornn in 7 minutes and 19 seconds that took him. We got a hard engage in this bot lane, and we get the jump away from the Ezreal.
Really good fight there coming from the Ornn. You know, that's the kind of thing that Nameless, or not Nameless, sorry, Imports needed to kickstart this game for them. You know, like they're just ahead in CS like and in gold here overall. They really needed this. Just keep kind of start the cogs turning.
I mean, the Ornn misses the ult effectively there. However, he uses it as a kind of CC in terms of just affecting exactly where the Darius can move.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And once you can
while he
slow down the
didn't hit
Darius,
per se, the Darius had to walk in the direction that the Ornn wanted him, so he could pick him off easily.
and the Darius, once you slow him down a bit, you can apply that brittle onto him, and you see that big damage coming from the execute there. That's just because Darius just removed just removed his armor. Ashe looking for some big trades here though in bot lane. Galio is there as well. Ornn's looking to stay. No, he's backing now. He does have TP advantage, so you know he can let the Darius push in a little bit. Darius has got the Phage. Ornn's just backing off for some health there. You know, that's one thing with Ornn. Although he can build items in lane, he can't regain health in lane. So now Ornn has got a control ward. You know, really good because Darius is looking to do something in top lane. Not Darius, sorry, Jarvan. So it's quite good there. Darius is opting for straight up solo Q, Phage, corrupting potion, and boots.
I mean, Nameless have a ton of vision in that top side there, just, you know, setting up that Herald. The Jarvan's going to come in behind the Galio here for a lane gank. And there is that knock up there, but I mean, it's a Galio.
I don't really like how there hasn't really been much pressure being given towards the Rift Heralds. Rift Herald almost guarantees you first turret. You know, like those are big objectives. And there's the Ashe. You know, there's a lot of things that feel bad in League, but you see whenever an Ashe E points you out and across the other side of the map, like bot lane just is completely free. Prio now they can just push out as much as they want, knowing that they're not going to get ganked.
That Ezreal has been enjoying a little bit more farm than the Imports bot lane.
You know, 20 CS lead coming out in the bot lane. You know, that's what we expected. There's a lot of poke from the Ezreal Senna. Ashe just looking
to the relic shield, so they've got 80 CS total, but they're still, you know, 11 CS in front, 12 CS.
But the thing is, Ashe does not really care about that because Ashe just needs to just stay relevant in levels. She has that big engage with her ultimate, and she can catch up pretty fast. Where Ezreal might require 3 items to become relevant, Ashe needs Bork and Runans, and is really a monster to deal with.
It's really slowed down again for the last sort of 4 minutes of this game after that kill in the Drake, and there's another Drake up now, which is in Ocean.
Big fight in top lane there.
Oh, and here we go, another fight on this top lane, and that is an Ornn ult that lands, and that is the second kill. And as you were saying, you don't piss off the trees. And it's a fantastic ult out of the Ash there. And Andy will manage to get this kill onto Snail, and that's 3-0. And it will be a Cloud Soul FYI Twisted Fate just getting away from the Galliard. They are going to be chasing this Senna. And there's a fat stun onto the Senna, and yeah, the flash just come out there. And the Ezreal. Okay. No, it's a well-timed heal out of the Lulu.
That was a big fight. Now, if I'm Nameless, or if I'm Imports or Nameless, yeah, I'm not too worried about giving up that Ocean Drake. You know, it's only one, doesn't really matter too much. Volibear Bear is being chased though. Ezreal with no mana though.
Okay, he gets away.
TP pretty much wasted by Twisted Fate at this point. Just gonna back off and look to go back into lane. You know, Gallo's missing a big bit of CS, but you know, just trying to get that vision down there. Twisted Fate doesn't see him though.
Okay, and that's gonna be. Oh, he's low. Oh, he's low. Yeah, and the Twisted Fate flashes out. But the Volibear in the bot lane earlier pushed really high up and literally saved by, you know, the Ezreal having no mana. And well, Darius, why would you want this?
The top laning trading is ridiculous. Ornn is an assassin. Like Ornn can literally play like in 4 different lanes, and he just kills you every single time.
I mean, Encana on this Darius just stepping up for more and more punishment. He's, you know, literally, you know, one move away from paying someone to bend him over his knee. And
I think Ornn's almost sick of trying to teach him lessons. Like Ornn doesn't want to fight him, but the Jarvan is here though.
right up.
Does man. There is a flash still up in the orb.
But I mean, this is a level 10 on, and the
Ornn doesn't
ultimate.
die.
Yeah, the ultimate's obviously blocking out Darius. He's going to be doing more damage in that trade, and Andy gets the time.
Oh!
And the Ornn will get the kill. So we've got an Ornn who's an assassin, but also a sniper. Okay.
I like that. I was really good. But the thing is, Ornn doesn't die here. You see, Imports decided to draft a completely AD top side of the map. Ornn has built Bramble Vest and Sunfire Cape. How does he die? He doesn't. Like, simple as that.
The Jarvan R comes out there, and suddenly you're a level 7 Jarvan, you know, in a circle with a level 11 Ornn, and your Darius, who's the one who's going to be doing more damage than you in that trade, is trapped outside your R. So it's basically, well, literally all that did was give Imports more time to get a few more members of their team up to that top side.
Exactly, and it worked out well. They got the Herald. They're looking to move the Herald top lane maybe and get first turret. Yeah, move to get first turret here.
This is the weakness of Jarvan, because sometimes his abilities will be as much of a hindrance as a help.
Yeah, he's a very linear champion. You know, if you're strong and you go in, you can kill people. You know, but on the flip side, if you're not strong, all you can do is go in, and you don't kill people. You're just going to die yourself.
Galio, how can meet the two? Oh, we've got
Again, a lot of value on that Herald.
Is the Rift? Yeah, the Rift Herald died. No, it's not dead. It's not dead. Everyone.
Cool. It just died. That's a lot of.
We're so close to that second charge there, though.
We had a big trade in bot lane though. You know, 2 ultimates coming out of Nameless, but Imports Ashe ultimate as well.
That.
And I think they're just going to give up turret. You know, they don't need to worry about giving up first turret gold. They got 2 on the top side of the map. I think that's pretty fair.
I mean, there's Ezreal sitting pretty on 140 CS right now, which is, you know, the highest in the game by 10 or 11 CS. The Galio on Imports side, you know, with 130 down.
He's happy, but Ashe has finished that work.
You know, Volibear there.
Drake is up in 30 seconds though. You know, this is whenever teams really want to start looking to stack up the Drakes, you know, especially Cloud, you know, like that's a potential of 30% CD on your ultimate. And whenever you've got like 3 or 4 of your members, all 5 of your members have huge ultimates coming from Imports, you know, they're really going to want to focus these Drakes now.
That's why I was surprised that the Volibear did step up in that mid lane there and lost, like 500 or 600 HP. I mean, it doesn't matter now because he gets the healing from the plant in the river there. But
And it seems that Nameless are just
okay.
giving up the Drake.
And well, there's no vision on it.
They don't care. They're just saying, no, we can't see it. They can have it.
Well, they must know that it's being taken. But the Galio just happy to jump forward into that, and we get the Ornn Horn, which unfortunately this time of asking will not be effective. And Volibear stepping forward into Snail, but there's the center in that push. He's just behind him, and he's gonna be hunted down like a dog. But
Redemption's going to keep him up though. That's a good redemption there, not needed, but just here's redemption. Stop the attack. Let's go back to your lanes and farm.
It's not often you see a first item redemption.
No, but I guess like as a Lulu, right now there's a lot of poke coming through, and what do you do as Lulu against poke? All you can really do is heal. So I like that coming through. Maybe looking for an Ardent Sensor next, but certainly redemption first item's good. A lot of trading coming out in the ball lane, but at this point here, I don't think Twisted Fate really can do much to Galio. Galio's tanky. He's good into our AP champions. So.
There we go again with the Jarvan.
And not much being done. Like, they get the flash from the Ashe, Ashe doesn't have the Lulu nearby, so it's necessary. Maybe stepped up a little bit too far, but, is just looking to defend that turret in mid lane. Let's see, let's have this Senna.
In a lot of trouble, being hunted down by the Volibear. And
nice
will he reach the safety? Will he reach the safety of the tower? Are they going to dive that?
Ashe has no mana.
And we pulled away from that to this fight in the mid lane.
Senna update. Senna is on 61 stacks. 61 stacks right now for Senna at 18 minutes. That Senna is stacking quickly, and once she hits 100, whew,
yeah, very cheeky.
That's scary. Like this game so far has all been imports, but Nameless, other than the Jarvan, they do have good scaling. The Ezreal Senna are going to pop people later on. Twisted Fate matches that global, and the Darius, albeit has been struggling so far, once he gets those two items, like Ornn is going to struggle to trade with him. Now, the name of the game for Nameless is just to stay relevant. There's another soul for Senna. 62.
That's slowed right down. It has been a slower, much slower burner. I mean, Jason said that last game was a long game at 35 minutes than we had,
This one's looking to be longer than 35. And if you're Nameless, you're very happy. You're very happy for it to slow down. And whereas on import side, they've got the Galio, the Ornn is really far ahead. They need to be forcing these fights.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Do you think importers really need to be working on forcing these fights a little bit more? They know the Volibear's there, and the Jarvan's converging on him, but
whenever you've got Ornn top lane, who why is Ornn top lane whenever he's just been made forcing down that turret? Herald is up. If imports aren't going to look to get this Herald, then I don't know what they're doing. Oh, never mind. I'm being stupid. It's Baron. Never mind. I'm the one being stupid, not imports. I'm sorry.
I mean, Ornn's 2 towers deep into lane now. Oh, and Van going incredibly low, and that is the kill onto the Ashe. That is the first kill of the game for Nameless, which goes onto the Senna, who, as we've touched on, is stacking like a bad man.
Right now, 69 stacks.
Oh, nice.
On 70 now though, so it's a short-lived nice, but nice nonetheless. And honestly, they just have to give up turret here. Ezreal takes turrets stupidly well, and Galio Volibear's looking to come up and try to contest them, but they're not there fast enough. And right now, this is looking pretty good for Nameless. They're able to stall out pretty well. They are pushing up quite far here, but no, they expect the Galio. And they're just going to their respective lanes now. Drake is up at 16. Jarvan's backing pretty late into that. You know, there's very little vision there.
A much more clustered import side. Obviously, we've got the Ezreal Senna coming down there. Darius is a little bit isolated, and they look like they're going to be collapsing on the bot lane of Nameless. And
Oh,
here,
the Senna
come
card.
on, will he do a snipe again? He does indeed. And down goes the Senna. That kill goes onto the Volibear. And this must mean Drake. They can't contest that. Their one champion with a kill is dead.
And the thing is, though, like, I don't think that, like, imports are looking at that and saying, we need these Drakes. Nameless are saying, we don't need them. But they're not saying that imports need them. So they're just not contesting. And, you know, at this point here, you're 22 minutes. At 27 minutes is going to be a contest for the soul. You don't want to be in a position where you have to choose between giving the enemy team soul or giving them Baron. And at this point here, you know, they're going to look to do this. So at some point, at 27 minutes, Nameless, you know, have to make that decision, and hopefully they can fight at least. Otherwise, the decision might be made for them. Like,
I mean, it's like you've been saying, is I mean, it's Nameless's job to stay relevant, and as much of that as you know, staying as on par as they can in terms of CS, and not giving away too many kills. You know, not giving those picks. But I mean, objectives are going to be a huge part of this, especially the perma objective like the soul.
And now on imports, you've got 20% CD and ultimate. Like, you've got a global with the Galio, you've got a huge engage from the Ashe, big saving ult from Lulu, and then you've got dive potential from the Volibear.
Nail again in that bush, who was maybe baiting a little bit. Well, there's no maybe about it, but Andy's on that killing spree, and the redemption comes down. Again, a fantastic redemption coming out from that Lulu, and Pavit will go low, and it's a double kill onto the Volibear. But maybe this fight's not over. Yeah, Nameless just decide to just leave that one as a 0-for-2 trade for them. And they will retreat with their tails between their legs back towards the mid lane.
So, right now, at 24 minutes, Nameless can't fight. Darius is still being shoved in by the Ornn. Jarvan, still relatively useless. Twisted Fate, at this point here, doesn't really do much. We haven't really seen any roaming plays coming from Twisted Fate. Well, he has used the ultimate once, I believe. Has a fully stacked Rua, but doesn't really do much with it. And the Ezreal Senna still aren't relevant. My Senna is on 75 soul stacks. So she's getting there. Ezreal has completed his second item, gone for the Trinity Force rather than the Frozen Gauntlet. I think that's okay. You know, if he's confident enough to get away from the Volibear Ornn, then sure. Otherwise, the Frozen Gauntlet might be better, but I'm not the one playing Ezreal, he is. And Senna, you know, Senna's only got one item, 1.5 items now. She's still not really doing much, does need 3 items and 100 stacks to be more relevant in fights, but will be doing a lot of healing for her carries, so hopefully Senna can maybe look to be a bit more of a support and help the Jarvan stay alive, because let's be honest, Jarvan needs to do something.
Yeah, 100%, but I mean, I don't know. The more I'm seeing Jarvan in this series, the more I'm starting to think it's some kind of bet that, you know, you've got to have him this game.
Yeah, like, the Gauntlet is certainly thrown down by picking the Senna Jarvan, but, you know, certainly the Senna's doing well, but Jarvan, on the other hand, it really hasn't shown much. It's shown similar to Game 1, honestly. Twisted Fate Health has come back. This is whenever I want to see Nameless to force something on one side of the map and bring Twisted Fate over, because the Twisted Fate ultimate will get him across the map. Same as the Ornn TP, but, you know, maybe a bit faster. I want to see Twisted Fate do something, because so far he has not used that global, whereas Galio, time and time again, has won team fights with it.
I've seen the TF use the global, but only to escape. Like, you know, you really want to be using those for aggressive purposes And down comes that redemption once again. And we do get the shutdown onto the volley bear finally. And it's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Nameless at this point, but they are chasing down. Hurricane and Snail incredibly low. 2-for-2 now. The Ornn is hunting Snail. And in the top lane, Band and Highlander are hunting down Pavit on this Twisted Fate. The Twisted Fate will go down. And they will give that to the Ashe.
That fight did look good. You know, they took down the Galio early. The Ornn got pretty weak. You know, Darius was able to get 2 ultimates off, but the cleanup crew came through.
Still losing 3 for every, well, 3 for the 2 they picked up. However, the shutdown gold that they will get for that volley bear will even that out a little bit.
Yeah, like that was nice, but you know, at this point here, cleanup 3 came through. The Ashe, you know, didn't use the ultimate, didn't have it up, but has got the Bork and the Runans. You know, she is pumping out damage to multiple champions every single fight at this point. Like, you know, there's no way for.
And if I might interject,
yeah,
that is a contested soul point.
That is.
Come on. I mean,
very, very bad team fight choice up top lane. But hey, you know, you got 30% CD on your ultimates. You know, that's a 30% CD on the Ashe ult, big engage. Like, Ashe gets caught out, oh, 30% CD on the Lulu. You know, it's looking very, very difficult for Nameless here, but they do have the side of scaling. 2 ADCs and the Darius. And they just need to keep stalling out.
I mean, yeah.
Galio just doesn't care.
Yeah, Galio doesn't give a shit. I'm just going to jump forward because of my Galio. But he is being converged upon by 3 members of Nameless. Will they be able to get the pick, or will he be able to meet his team again? They are still chasing, but there's the volley bear in the bush, and there's got the Ashe ultimate up there. The Ashe ultimate finds its mark onto Pavit on this Twisted Fate, and Twisted Fate will go down. I mean, that's just greed.
Galio ult and Volley bear ult as well.
And the Ornn's going to go down here. Ooh. Yeah, the Ornn shut down by the Darius. The Darius going, yes! I mean,
finally!
28
minutes in the making, I've finally done my job.
And I mean, he's going to be happy, but I mean, we're looking at this scoreboard and there's still 2 death counters on the side of Nameless to 1 on the side of Import. Import's going to be looking to pick up another objective. However, it will be contested.
Now, this is something that is going to speed up the game. You know, you've got very little wave clear coming through. They are looking. Jarvan's looking to contest this. Is looking to jump in. Nah, he doesn't get it though.
There he is, but he will not, and he will die.
I mean, that was it was necessary, but at the same time, like, it was very unlikely that it was actually that he was going to steal it. And
beautiful support throw, 0-0-10 out of the Lulu.
That's lovely. That's what you want to see. But the thing is that we said that Nameless want to stall this game out, and giving up Baron and all those usual objectives isn't going to stall the game, because they're still behind us. They're still behind the gold, 3k only. But you know, where's the wave clear coming from? There isn't any. So these Baron up minions, with the advantage that Imports have, they can just force a fight. They can turret dive with Volibear, and they should really be looking to end at this point, if not get some inhibitors.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but a Cloud Soul on Volibear's Stormbringer disabling towers just allows them, you know, to be super, super cocky with those team fights way more often.
You got Volibear with 30% CD on his ultimate to disable the turrets, and movement speed as well. Like, it's beautiful. Volibear is very happy. He's a very happy bear.
We've got a 1-3-1 situation coming out from Nameless, which is strange. And we've got the Volibear heading up to meet the Twisted Fate in the top lane. We've got the Ornn against the Darius, the Twisted Fate. If you can get a yellow card off here, he lives. No, he doesn't. Oh, no. He's a little bit too late on that yellow card there, so that is another kill onto this absolute monster of a Volibear. Darius
Volibear
is
is
adding- he
not-
doesn't quite fancy the Orm this time in the bot lane. So he's going to
No,
back up.
He doesn't, and like maybe 1-3-1 is what they needed to do. Just try to force out different lanes and try to like bring the pressure elsewhere. But you got no wave clear whatsoever against Baron minions. You can't force these fights. Lulu does go low, but Redemption just going to bring her back up again.
I mean, it looks bad on paper for Nameless, but on the map, I mean, they are taking objectives well. They've opened up that bot lane all the way up, to the inhib turret. The top tier 2 is very, very low. So, I mean, if they get a strong team fight, especially now we're after the half-hour mark, they could be getting, all the way to the Nexus before they get challenged on it if they manage somehow to get an ace. But Snail here going incredibly low. As,
TP 23 for Warren, but Darius does stop it.
yeah, and the directed camera didn't even take me anywhere near that Senna dying, which is in the game. I'm told I was 3 seconds behind calling that one last time. And that's a triple kill. A triple kill onto the Ashe, and surely.
That has to be game now.
Oh, look at how low Highlander is. That minion's there like, I'm going to take you out, son. But no, we're getting a perfect game out from the import support there. Hurricane doing his absolute utmost there. But, if you have the Jarvan, you lose. And that's the moral of the story.
Apparently so, and I stand corrected. I said that it'd be difficult for imports to really come back after being against a team that completely controlled the game, but this time imports completely controlled the game against Nameless and beat them in a shorter time period as well. Like, this is definitely going to be an interesting game 3.
Oh, 100%. I'm actually really looking forward to this. It's just been chalk and cheese.
Yeah,
It has
no,
been.
If you'd taken the names away from the summoners in these 2 games, you would have been hard pushed to pick out who was who.
Exactly. Like 2 very similar games, just 2 very different sides.
very true. But yeah, as well, they're actually pulling ahead on damage. He's going to be the main damage dealer of this game. And also the highest damage dealer of this game, followed very closely by Senna, who then had a really tight spot, number 3 coming in here with Volibear, and of course the Ashe. So both of them very, very shortly behind them. But yeah, overall I think as well did have a very good game looking at this damage graph. But in the end it was a team game, and well, imports show them that they have the team will to take this game number 2 and bring the series all the way to this game number 3. Therefore we will be right back for game number 3 between imports and Team Nameless. And yeah, enjoy the music, enjoy the show, get some snacks, because if game number 3 is not going to be explosive, then I don't know anymore.
28.5. If you're just joining us today, I'm always right.
Always right indeed. As I said, see you guys in a second. We'll be right back for game number 3 between Team Nameless and imports. And there we go. Welcome back, everybody, here live on Connecting Esports, Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube. We are bringing you game number 3 between Imports and, of course, Team Nameless. And I'm joined, for those who have just tuned in, by Jetlam as well as Qualox, both of them doing a fantastic job so far. And we're going to head into game number 3 because the series is tied. It couldn't be more exciting. Looking forward to game number 3. What is your guys' thoughts on this?
Let's go!
This is turned out to be a pretty decent series. You know, I was a little bit dubious coming into it, but both teams have stepped up just at different times.
I mean, after that first game
I was ready to just like have a quick game 2 and head off, honestly. But to be fair, Imports showed up. They said, you know what, that game 1, that was an anomaly, and they took it to them, and they did not relinquish control at all. Made sure they got all the objectives and just saw out the game before the Ezreal Senna could really start to do damage.
Yep. I'm just giving the teams the drafts, and then we can have our beautiful virtual draft coming online. Until then, I want to hear your predictions before they even get into drafts. What do you think? Who will win this series? And let's see who's correct on their prediction.
I think now Imports have got going, then they've got a much better chance. They seem to really pop in that game. I just think, like I was saying, whoever picks the Jarvan, and it won't let me into this.
Yeah, I'm telling them to move. They are not making you space. They're like, I had enough of these casters. They're not allowed in here.
We don't want our games casted.
There's a snake in my boot.
And someone's poisoned the water hole.
Okay. I'll drop the link again for you guys because they have already started the beautiful draft before letting us know. So here you go, my boys.
Oh, thank you.
And
Right.
I'll walk you guys through, since you're not seeing it just yet on stream, I'll walk you guys to what's going on as we transition over. So it's the Ash first pick here by Imports, with the bans being Aphelios, Echo, and Zed, as well as Volibear, Wukong, and Shen being taken out of the Rift from Team Nameless. And therefore, now Team Nameless in this second ban, and sorry, second pick and third pick coming through just now.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's good. I think, you know, out of the 2 games, the 2 big kind of junglers or the relevant champions have been set Volibear. So I think I like how the draft is developing through to game 3. And, you know, Ashe has been a big pick. And Imports thought, you know what,
Trial.
let's just first pick it. Yeah,
You say. Okay.
I like that. You know
Which-
what?
Imports have to take the Jarvan. They've lost the coin toss.
Yeah, they have to take it first. I mean, let's be honest. If imports take Jarvan, like I'm ready to just call like they've lost.
I'm gonna leave the chat and
I think it's well documented at this point that Jarvan is not good in the series.
if imports take the Jarvan, I am gonna shotgun
The Janna instalock, I like that. You know, get two big like caster supports. Lulu Janna, like boom, that is going to be an ardent sensor bot lane.
No, Krolux. I'm a big caster support.
Oh, you are. Sorry.
They had success with first picking their bot lane last game. So yeah,
I mean, seriously though, like I really do like the Janna pick. Like Zach is looking to dive onto that mobile carry. Janna just says no, and not only that, she heals Ash. Like I really like that coming through, and the Galio. Galio, it wasn't the most useful pick in the last game out of all their champions, but it certainly shut down the Twisted Fate. And I think if imports can do that again, it's going to be a big win in their books. And Kog'Maw coming through now. The question is,
I like Kog'Maw because, well, I mean, he's hard to keep quiet.
It's a big question now because we have seen a lot of AP Kog'Maw mid recently.
Yes,
So is this a flex? Is this the AP Kog'Maw mid into the Galio? Or are they just going standard Lulu Kog'Maw?
Some of these AP Kog'Maw mids we've seen have been disgusting as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, any jungler comes in to try and gank and he just goes splat, 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 splat from the sky and suddenly...
They're dead. Yeah. And if that doesn't kill them, certainly the passive will. There's the Ornn Darius coming through. It means that we're going to have a different top lane matchup than we did last game, which I'm thoroughly happy about because
ban the Darius, to be honest.
I mean, I don't really get the Darius ban, but I mean, I'm not the one banning. Malphite, okay, just ban the Vladimir, and then we have completely new top lane matchup. Because we did see Vladimir ban last time, the Vladimir Syndra. Yay!
Behind, which means they're listening to the stream.
They are.
So, no, pick Yuumi top.
Yuumi top. Faker played it.
Yuumi jungle.
I've seen a Yuumi jungle before.
Yuumi jungle. I wish I hadn't.
So it's interesting here. You know, you got some dive onto the Ashe Janna. You got some nice backline.
Riven is open. Vital info coming out from the chat there.
Do we have a Riven player in our ranks?
Let's have a look.
What do you mean? He's literally the one trick Riven of the server.
Is he?
Yes, Killer
Yeah.
is.
Ooh. Does he have the balls to bring it out? There's Diana game 1. Diana was really good from Nameless. You know, still no flexes. Galio can be kind of flexed to maybe at the top lane, but we're assuming that's a mid lane Galio at this point. You know, really nice follow up from the Diana as well onto the Zac.
That's a lie. He's not a one-trick Riven. I have to interject here. 29 games in ranked on Riven on that account this season, and 322 on Shen says otherwise.
Yeah, he turned into Shen OTP because everybody was hating on his Riven.
Well, I mean, 41% win rate.
Yeah, I'd hate on that as well, to be fair. You can't be calling yourself one-trick Rivens and get.
Oh no, I know the guy.
41%
He
win
is
rate.
a one-trick Riven. Trust me, he just doesn't play it anymore. But he's literally, if he picks it up, it's like he's gonna destroy lane.
Like, oh, yes, you're a one-trick Sona. I've played like maybe 3 Sona games.
But you are a one-trick Sona.
To be fair, I'd heard that. Like whenever we played against you in TJ Platinum, I was like, Jedlin, one-trick Sona. Like, don't worry, guys, we got this.
See?
I actually can't remember even what I said. Honestly.
Yeah, and then I got a game on Yuumi and popped off.
Easy.
Before Yuumi was nerfed.
Before she was nerfed, so you just stood there and pressed Q occasionally and D.
No, fuck the Q. It's all about the E. Just press E every 5 seconds and see how much you can drink during one game.
Easy. Watch a movie. Stick on some Netflix. Enjoy yourself.
Exactly.
So
Jazza.
back to the draft. Back to the draft here. Olaf has come through. We thankfully will not have a Jarvan in the jungle. Very happy about that. In
I
both
don't know
teams.
why, but I feel kind of upset by that.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. It certainly come to love the Jarvan and its many weaknesses.
Like when you work somewhere and you absolutely hate someone in the office and they hate you.
But when
And
they're gone, it's
intense rivalry. And then you leave and initially you're like, thank God, couldn't wait to see the back of that absolute fucking whopper. And then after a while, you're like, you know what? Everyone is lovely. I kind of missed.
yeah.
Then you steal everyone's lunch to see who will clap back at you, who will create the rivalry.
I mean, if anyone will get it, it's almost like whenever that person leaves, you need to find the next Jerry from Parks and Rec.
That was a complete hypothetical situation.
Hello, 911. I want to report a crime. Thank you.
Wait, what?
What? We do have the Riven coming through. We do. Someone said it in the chat. Riven's come through into the Poppy. Now, Poppy is the I love Poppy just to stop people doing things. The Riven wants to dash with the Qs and her E, and the Poppy just doesn't like that. Doesn't let that happen.
I don't want to be negative, but this is how you lose games, by listening to casters. And yeah, we called you to pick Riven, and if it's the Riven jungle, I'm gonna cry. If it's the Riven top lane, I'm gonna laugh, because both of them are gonna end.
They did exactly what we told them to this draft.
I really like this. Yeah, maybe we should have just ran the draft ourselves. We should just
Let us draft and let the teams play. Let's find out how fun it can be.
So, bet 50k on blue side, which means
Never pick a fight you can't win.
well, no one's bet on red side yet. I'm just gonna bet one on red and get
I don't think I have any left, but let's see. Slash.
You get
bet
from watching, bro.
all. Oh, okay, cool.
Most likely still have some.
Join me on the red team.
Let's go red.
Bank. Yeah.
Okay, I'll oppose it
Oh,
since
there
I
it is.
finally won something last game. I'll be like, I got you, boys. But you guys both betted on the wrong side.
Bet all red. Bet all red. You gotta go bet.
Oh,
and
bet
then,
all red.
And then color.
No,
There we
it's
go.
it's color, and then you guys.
Yeah, mine's not working.
Yeah, you're just being
Oh.
a derpy derp.
No, you've done it wrong again. Have you?
I've done both.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done.
Just bet
I've
a
done
number.
both.
What is your minimal? Because if you're under 1k,
I don't think I have any. I just wasted all mine.
Just
Uh,
information point.
no,
Yeah,
you can only,
I don't have any
you
more.
can only do 1k minimal.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Snake safe.
Yes, Nate has just bet 50k on blue, and now he's gonna lose it all to me.
Yeah, I ain't got any
All I have
points.
to do
Fine.
is one message to Andy telling him to run it down, and I take all of.
Oh, it's not even within jungle. I'm
Oh, I got
disappointed.
900. That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's why you need 100 more. Wait, can I do this?
Oh,
Wait,
that's
it was add points or give points?
Yes, I'm getting points. Getting points.
Give some to Ebex as well. He's got 900.
Ah, fuck, I forgot. Wait, that's not the command. Wait, 1 sec. I'm figuring it out. Hey, leave me alone.
Can I see this?
Screw the draft. Get
oh,
Krolux points. Get
yeah,
Krolux
yeah.
points.
At Jedlerm.
Wait, I know there's a command like this. But you cannot do this.
Ooh. Ooh. Jedlam's got a lot of points.
Wait, I don't think that works, bro.
Why not?
Not like that.
Oh, I'm
Let's
just
see.
trying to think outside the
That's
box.
still 900 there.
Someone cheated by moving the goalposts of the max bet.
I agree.
So I'm just trying to put a workaround in place.
Aha, I found
where-
it. Here, there you go, Krolux. Add points.
Add Ebex. Well, give him 100.
Krolux. And then
Right.
you need 100, right? There we go.
100. Yes.
Oh, you can
It's
bet.
red side. Ooh. Yeah, I'm betting red side, yeah. Right, okay, I bet. Alright, I bet on red side.
Wait, how did you bet 1.2k now? Like, how did you get more?
I don't know. I just bet them all.
Wait, what?
In the stream for that amount of time, and he had 900 before.
Yeah, I guess. Wait, who needs more points? Ebex, do you need to bet? Yeah, I'll help you out.
Give Ebex 100.
How much do you need? What?
Ebex also had 900.
Ebex. The problem is like spelling the names.
There's someone called Jedlum who was robbed of 120.
I cannot find this. Oh, because I fucked it up.
Please.
Yeah, it's EEBEX.
I knew that. Okay, I was just testing him. Now Streamax just broke down, I guess.
It's a dry wank. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
There we go. It went through it just.
There we go.
Oh my god, 69696. Let's go.
Wow.
That's the most
Zero, the
powerful.
big bets. Yeah.
Let's have a look at. Can you bring up?
Stats. Yeah, you just do exclamation mark my bet. Then you'll see the stats.
I don't trust it.
55.45.
Total prize pool of 214k. Let's go.
Nice. Okay.
So let me
Okay, so
actually see.
You know, still pretty even. I think after those first 2 games, that's fair. You know, like it really depends on which team's actually gonna.
Wait, I forgot to change
actually
the
gonna show
scene,
up this
didn't I?
time.
Yep, I'm sorry, boys. We are not in spectator delay because I'm an absolute monk. There we go. My bad, boys.
How rude.
There we go. That looks much better now.
I mean, we've got a much shorter feeling spectator delay. Than you.
a lot more to talk about. Interesting matters like bet points. But this is a good game. You know, both teams have showed that they can take it to them and they can win and they control games. So now I'm hoping that both teams show
I
up.
want Clown Fiesta, you know,
Yeah.
I just want them to, you know, throw themselves into level 3 tower dive.
Now we do have, I would say, the
Wow.
slight scaling advantage coming through for Nameless.
Indeed. And that's
But-
why I put my 5,000 points on Nameless while in back 23,000 so that one day I may claw my way back.
To 114.
Yeah, feels bad. I a great
Don't
injustice.
you whine on me. I was on 400k, okay? Like,
No one cares, Jason. A great injustice has been served on me, and you're just chiming in and saying,
what do you mean
My
great injustice? I literally got ripped off. I had to fucking sell my house just to bet again. No,
You
like,
sound like a politician.
you're like one of those people who, like, you go into work and you say, my dog's dead, and you go, well, you know, my dog's dead, and my fridge is broken, so like 500
exactly. My fridge is broken and my dog's dead. Like, fuck you.
Wow. Jason, you're not having a very good day, are you?
I'm not having a great day. It's the last day of work. Kids are all going not to school tomorrow, so that means I'm just gonna work in the morning. Peace out, boys. But yeah,
Nice.
game has started. Have fun and enjoy the show.
But Cosmo AFK, imagine.
No, Cogmo's
He saw
buying
Riven,
items.
he was
just-
like, don't play against Riven.
buying items, you know, just determining whether that health pot's worth it or not. Not doing the bush stack anymore. Getting a semi-deep ward from the Zac. Now, this is 200 IQ. I say on all my casts,
I've had a few
junglers,
deep in my time.
what you can do is you can take a yellow ward, place it in the jungle, and then instantly back and get a red ward. What that does is that by the time you make it to you make it to your first camp, or certainly you're moving towards you're moving after your first camp, you're going to have the red ward up to clear any vision.
But weren't they supposed to be doing something about that in the next patch? Because I did read something a week or two ago
Oh, are they?
regarding the timers of different trinket.
Hmm. But it's right. Well, for current patch, for future patches, I'm sorry, but for current patch and previous patches, this is what you do, because you get that early vision score or the early vision, and you get the red ward as well. And both junglers are not changing up their path whatsoever. They're just both starting red buff.
We've had absolutely nothing to shout about in this first 1 minute 5.
Now, normally an Olaf might not want much of a leash, because the lower an Olaf is, the faster the leashes are. You know, it's a very fine line that he has to play on here. I do like the Galio pick though. Galio into Diana, you know, really stops Diana being able to do much early game, forcing her to like hard scale a little bit more. But really just trading overall across the board here. Nothing much I think is really going to happen unless Olaf really wants it to. Right now, Olaf can really dictate the speed of this game. Zach just kind of wants to farm, kind of max that E, get it to max range so he can gank from random distances. Olaf does have the CS advantage right now, but that's expected. You know, it's Olaf at the end of the day. Janna looking to get some deep provision though. On the Zac, he's just currently doing his blue buff. I don't think she spots him though. No, she didn't spot him.
Well, it all depends on, you know.
No. Oh. So does take it, and Olaf is looking for a gank top lane, very early gank.
Oh yeah, and Encarna's being chunked down a little bit there, but it's a good stun from the Poppy.
Great stun from Poppy.
Takes the threat from that gank. And Pavit stepping forward into Young Prodigy here. And this is a big fat trade in that mid lane. Will it be the first kill of the match? No, it won't. And that is the ignite out from the Galio. So that is, I mean, the Diana's really chunked out there, but does have advantage in terms of the summoner spell.
We're still getting some big trades coming out in top lane. Riven, you know, is showing up in these trades. Poppy has run out of corrupted potions now, so certainly Riven will start to win this lane a little bit harder. Does have a 10 CS lead. Poppy is kind of struggling a little bit, but Poppy was picked into the Riven, so obviously Incarna has something to do about that.
We have just seen a failed gank in the bot lane as well out of Zac, with that vision being, you know, already a determining factor for that. The Zac didn't come in and have that surprise element, despite the fact that, well, I mean, obviously, despite the fact that the Ashe Janna were pushed up, because the Ashe Janna had the vision and they knew where the Zac would be coming from. So,
and really smart play for the Olaf. Sees the Zac bot lane, is taking Zac's jungle. I really like to see junglers that, you know, rather than just kind of like seeing information and accepting it, they do something. He's taking the chickens. He's now gonna move up into the Krugs because Riven has the top lane advantage. She can move first if needs be. Really good play coming through from Andy here. He's really showing up on first on the Volibear and now as the Olaf as well.
despite all of his
But we see Zac is looking for another lane gank. He will be out of vision. But the wave is not looking good for him, and he's just going to have to back here, honestly. He's going to waste so much time. A lot of time has been wasted there by Zac, and a lot of deep wards coming through on the top side of the map. Zac is not going to have much to do up there.
I mean, this Janna and Ashe really kind of got his number. Like, they know he's trying to play around that bot side. They know they want to get the Cogmo, you know, dragged in front by the scruff of the neck, because fed Cogmo, the damage potential on that champion is absolutely disgusting at the moment.
And with the Lulu, you don't kill him. Simple as that. Like. And Olaf has started the Drake. Again, that's what you get from Vision. Olaf got that deep vision. He's on Drake.
And here comes
And there is no answer whatsoever. Bot lane is the red side bot lane's backed. Ashe Janna are moving up now to just help secure it. And Zac is sitting in mid.
The Lulu's... Nah, okay. Whew.
Poppy, Riven have a big trade though. Wow. No flashes coming out, but two very, very low people.
He especially low there. I mean, 200 HP.
But it's Riven, and Riven can turn fights. With Diana and Zac running top lane now, Riven seems to know this is blocking off.
Yeah.
Poppy isn't stopping it though.
Oh, stuck the ward there, and then turned away from the ward because I'm anticipating the Riven in that buff, and then turned back just that split second too late to stop the back.
Playing on a knife's edge in the top lane here. Riven, I haven't really seen too many Rivens in solo queue recently. But Poppy, I just think she's the champion that really kind of really anti-carry in the top lane. Stops these dashes, grinds people with the W, big stuns. Really really solid champion. And Riven, who just really wants to start getting ahead, forcing these fights, and just bursting people down.
And she can go skiddy bap bap and smash you across the map.
Exactly. The exact terminology that all Riven mains use. Skitty bap bap. 16 CS lead coming out for the Galio in mid lane. Rushing the Merc Treads. Really good. Diana is not going to be able to do anything. A 20 CS lead coming out in jungle. At 7 minutes, nearly 8 minutes, there's a 2-level lead for the Olaf.
I mean, same mid lane with Galio.
Yeah, this is already Olaf is really just dictating what's going on here. He's taking everything from the Zac that he can. Galio's not letting the Diana do anything, and Riven, she's just happy enough top lane, doing some trades and getting some items.
This was all lies from Andy in the chat. This has all been a clever ruse.
It
We're gonna
has.
throw this first game.
He came here to put on a show for the crowd. That's what he did. Riven isn't going. Riven's going in.
He came here to waste an extra 40 minutes of my time. His first blood. I genuinely thought that they were just going to trade a little bit and then back off there, but the Riven really, really just makes the Poppy cry a little bit. And I mean, the Poppy still got the R up. No flash. The flash came out of the Poppy there. Neither of them have the TP to get back into lane super quick, so the Riven's going to maybe try and push for this first plate in the top lane there.
And what we have to remember is that Poppy was picked into Riven. Poppy was supposed to be a counter pick, and this is not good for the imports, or no, for the Nameless. Sorry.
The opportunity to bounce onto this Janna, because like you were saying in Champion Select, the Janna whirlwind comes out and just knocks him out of it.
Zac is low, but Olaf did take the Rift Herald, and I like that Rift Herald's been more of a priority now. Rift Herald really does guarantee those early turrets, and first turret is big. Turret plating, big. If you can get those advantages, you can begin to push so much more.
Oh, I nearly did the EA Sports big. Did you play FIFA Street when you were younger?
Oh, of course I did, of course. Who didn't play FIFA Street?
Oh, and the Poppy here.
Olaf is top, doesn't have a flash. Lands the
That was a failed Poppy R, and this Poppy in serious trouble of going down 2 times in 2 minutes there. And that's another kill onto the Riven, and that is looking very, very worrying.
And that's going to be, that should be Herald top as well, which means it should be first turret going in favor of the imports. Really good, because one person you don't want fed on this import side is
Riven. Going to go straight in on that to try and protect this tower. They're going to take all of the plates off it. Is he going to back away? Is he going to try and defend? Nah, he's just going to walk. He can't do anything about this.
No, not at all.
But, I mean, especially with the Olaf there as well as this Riven, who's now got a disgusting amount of gold. 2 kills, both of the kills in the game. And all of the plates on that tower. Granted, split with the Olaf. However, and the Mountain Drake.
Riven has a 2k gold lead at 11 minutes.
Yeah,
Olaf has a 1k gold lead at 11 minutes.
Change.
This is where the entire gold lead of imports is. And Riven is just going to force that Riven walking down towards the Ocean Drake. They're going to make sure that they keep the Drake pressure up. Zac cannot do anything about that. Olaf is ahead. Riven's coming down with him. Riven's actually decided, no, I'm not going to come down, and going top instead. I don't think that's worth.
Cloud Soul, or more excitingly, an Infernal Soul.
Exactly, it could be an Infernal Soul on a Riven is not something you want to see, especially whenever at 11 minutes she's already completed her Black Cleaver.
Naughty.
Not very nice at all. But you know what? Ashe Janna, they're keeping in this lane. Like typically Cog Lulu is quite an oppressive lane. They're keeping it. They're just, they're staying relevant because that Ashe ultimate is a big engage.
And I mean, it's not for lack of trying. Zach's been down there once or twice already, and the Janna's just said no.
Yeah, and the thing we saw that Janna was an insta lock in response to the Lulu and the Zac, and really good. Like it's proving to be quite a good pick this game already. I'm only 12 minutes in.
They did first pick that first pick on their side of the draft, of course, but they did lock in their bot lane incredibly early, and he very much is performing for them. So.
And there's Olaf with the Ocean Drake. We do get an Infernal Soul.
Ooh. Everyone's like, ooh, in the chat. However you want to spell that, it's all gravy.
It is all gravy. I'm looking forward to this now because this Riven is going to be huge. If Riven is able to get that soul, 2 Infernal Drakes plus soul, like that's going to be difficult to deal with. I don't think Lulu can hit or can protect Cogma through all that.
Yeah, but imagine Nameless taking 4 Infernals in a row.
Diana Cogma though. Oh. After that, they're just going away. Just to chill, pick up their farm. We still have a level lead in both the jungle and the top lane. The bot lane relatively even.
To take out a ward here, he's gonna have to make a hasty retreat.
I don't. Galio's gone tank so far. Pretty much, he rushed those Merc treads and hasn't finished the Porta Belt. So I don't think
four members of Imports here on this bottom side of the map. The Zac is gonna have to rush away from what would have been certain death, and we get the Cogmore and the Lulu stepping into that, and I mean Pavit as well on that Diana. They are definitely looking for something, Imports.
Now, I will say, all this game we've had 3 Ashes, and there have been a lot of good Ashe arrows.
Oh,
Flash, Zac Flash, and Ashe Flash.
Really well played from Ban there. The initial juke onto the Zac, and just to make sure the Ashe doesn't get caught, like that flash out there was really spicy. So it's just a trade of flashes between the Zac and the Ashe.
Really worth it because there's no one else going to be jumping onto the Ashe from a long range anyway. So I think it's worth it. But what I was saying though is that Ashe has been in all 3 games, and we've seen some very good Ashe arrows and Ashe plays. But there's been a lot of whiffed Ashe ults. We've just seen them fly by with doing absolutely nothing.
What DJD?
Like, I guess so. Yeah. So it's only TJ Diamond. Like it's not like it's platinum or anything.
Season is literally TJD sponsored by Whiffed Ashel.
It is a bit of a trade in bot lane, but the Janna Tornado though it just stops it. Like I really every single minute goes by, I just enjoy the Janna pick so much more. Like it just stops everything going on.
Ooh, and key there, knowing exactly when to walk from Snail trying to jump back in again.
Yeah, just making sure Zac is maxing his E. He is. So once that hits 5, Zac is going to be able to gank from some pretty spicy places. Olaf just clearing vision in the jungle. Herald is up. He doesn't know Zac's top side, so he doesn't want to start that yet, especially with Ashe moving to bot lane. But Janna is moving up, so is Lulu, and I think they should just be looking for a Herald play here. Using a lot on Galio there. Don't think I was worth Zac. But yeah, Olaf's just on the Herald. Zac's giving it up.
I'm a bit frustrated.
Zac. Yeah.
So many engages and they're just juking it last second. Even when they got no vision on him, it's just like a 6%. He's
just not doing much. Maybe Zac is going to be our new Jarvan.
Yeah, I believe so. From the looks of it,
he's just a floppier Jarvan. That's all he is. Janna could be caught out here. Does have to flash away though, but there's no real follow up.
Same as when Ban was nearly caught out before, and they're gonna. Oh yeah. Okay. So Snail will not go down into his passive. And suddenly the tide turns and it's Nameless who are doing the chasing. Snail jumps forward and suddenly it's Imports doing the chasing again. And this is literally they're just running laps. It's like a...
Oh my word. Poppy TP into Galio.
Going straight in and yeah, that will be a play to forget maybe. From a Poppy who's now 0-3-0. All of the deaths have now gone onto that Poppy in this game so far. Bad time. And this will translate into the first Infernal Drake, I believe.
This should be given up. Olaf can take it relatively easy himself at this point. They do get mid tier 2 turret as well. So you know what, like Imports game 1 they were kind of outplayed but completely. Game 2 they came back, and game 3 they're really taking control. They're really showing that they actually are the better side here. Riven 2-0. Olaf been involved in both those kills, and then Galio getting a nice kill on the Poppy. Really nice CC lock on her, and it's really just looking very, very nice for the Imports.
I mean, free Drake. 18 minutes and 3 kills. I'm so proud of you, TJ. How far you?
We're looking at an Infernal Soul here at 23 minutes.
Yeah, that's
scary.
That's some great objective control from the jungler who's calling himself a dog in chat.
especially whenever there has been a potential of 5 different objectives so far, and Olaf has taken all 5. Like, he is completely controlling this jungle, and you can see it in both his 2-level lead, and the CS advantage.
That's a monstrous CS.
That's big. That is very big.
I mean, if we look in the bot lane though, the Cogmore has just been steadily farming ahead of this ass.
So I just watched
doing there until he manages to land one of those.
I just watched Zach manage to, or try to jump on the Janna, but Janna Tornado just stops all engaged. Like, that Janna pick is so good into Zach. Now, looking at our items in the ADCs, Kog'Maw has finished the Bork. It does really need that Gwynsu's before he starts doing some serious damage. Ashe has opted for the Essence Reaver first. Really solid.
Highlander here on the Janna. May get caught out very, very low. Oh, the redemption does not quite come in through in time there. Nail incredibly low. Will drop down into his passive. But I'm looking at here, he's just going further and further forward. It will surely take Snail out here. And that is a trade. Oh, it's a double kill. Yep. Okay.
And the thing is, whilst all that was happening,
so far it's a 2 for 2. Key taking damage from the tower will take Diana down as well. So that is a 3 for 2 in favor of Imports in that bottom.
Whilst that complete fight in bottom lane was happening, Galio was just running down to Diana. And that's why Diana it looked like she came into the fight with half health, because Galio was just constantly running her down. And, it's very difficult for Nameless to really do anything here. Poppy, your front line, is really quite far behind. Zach is just constantly getting caught out by the Janna, albeit Janna did die there the first time in 20 minutes. I'm not going to blame her for that.
That fight does serve as a reminder, though, that, this Cogmore, 176 CS, 17 CS over the Ashe, has been steadily farming, does take the double kill out of that trade as well. And, really, Nameless is only hope at this point, unless they can start to get something onto that Diana.
And the thing is by halfway to the Gwynsu's, and that Gwynsu's is big power spike for the Cogmore, because if you're able to fully stack that and just pump out damage constantly, like, if Poppy can keep you alive from Riven dies, Olaf dies, and so does the Galio. And where's your front line then after that? Ashe doesn't have that kind of damage yet. Isn't really going the typical build. Is going for crit rather than Bork Gwynsu's herself. So doesn't really have that on-hit damage for the Zac and Poppy. Really just going for the crits instead. which is interesting. I don't think it's the strongest build right now. I certainly think Bork and Quincy's is better, but you know, I don't. I'm not going to say it's awful from the Ashe.
I mean, that entire trade stemmed from the Janna finally being caught for one. You know,
Finally.
the whirlwind did use that art, tried to save herself as well with the redemption. Interestingly enough, I wouldn't if I was in Highlander's position there. You know, obviously gonna die. Just take the L, wait for the rest of the team who are converging onto the fight to come, and then use the redemption defensively for your team there as they try and make the play. You know, under the tower, they were pushing forward into that.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she just had some kind of ego problem. You know, like I want to stay alive. I'm Janna. You're not killing me. You know, I certainly would anyway if I'd been knocking up Zach for 20 minutes in a row.
I mean, maybe not. It might have just been a communication issue, as you know, may have not seen the rest of the team converging on the team fight, or thought that they'd be able to engage as aggressively as they could. But I mean, it's one of those things. You either hold on to your redemption and die, and everyone goes, "Why didn't you use it to try and get out?" Or you know, you use your redemption like she did, and it seems like a
waste.
A waste of time. Yeah, you know, a little bit of a waste when she might have been able to keep that Ashe alive with it.
And there's 23-minute Soul and Ribbon. Got Black Cleaver, Death Dance. Now I got the Tiamat. Like that wave clear is going to be insane. Poppy, I don't know what she's going to do. Hope, I think is all she can do at this point. You know, you got Ashe. She's now just got the Runans as well. So is also going to be doing a lot of damage. The Galio is going full AP Galio, going Luden's second item.
Just managed to land and engage, but it's onto the Olaf, and it won't really count for anything.
And I disrespect Janna Tornado at the end just to show them who's boss.
Yeah, a throwaway.
I'd like to point out that Janna has a vision score of 69. Collective nice in the chat, please. I mean, this is pretty similar to Game 2, honestly, from the imports. You know,
Highlander face checking Snail there.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. What's Zach going to do into me at this point? Olaf Ashe is taking this.
Starting Baron on 10k HP, and I don't think Nameless know.
I don't think they do. I think they're not respecting the fact that Ashe can burst down these objectives really fast. And they have Infernal as well.
5,000 HP now, they still don't know.
But there's redemption.
So much vision in that jungle.
Blue ward has come out. Too little, too late. Blue ward came out. Too little, too late. They got the Drake.
Didn't even smite it. Oh, well, I think he tried to smite it, but... You know.
Missed through and smite.
This is TJD.
And this is definitely solo queue Riven right here. You have 25 minutes, you got your Black Cleaver, your Ravenous Hydra, and your Death Dance. No one is killing that Riven now.
Yeah, they're just murdering these towers.
You know, got ADCS lead in top lane. You got Riven is ahead by 4.5k gold. Olaf's ahead by 3k gold.
I mean,
Maid's ahead by 1.1k.
No.
Saving Grace is Kog'Maw does have that Quincy's. Kog'Maw is going to be scary now. So if Riven isn't able to kill him, if Lulu's able to keep him alive in these fights, then...
and Snail manages to get, you know, land a decent one onto Highlander. But that's a really, really good use of that Blast Cone. And this is that brinkmanship that we're talking about. That Blast Cone managing to send them one direction, just about millimeters of, you know, of the map from condemning yourself to a solo death.
Janna's having too much fun with these tornadoes. It seems to be every single time Zach was onto her, just tornado away, just expertly predicted. I really love Janna is just playing so well here.
I mean, she's tilting him and using up so much of his time trying to run her down. And that's a flash forward from Pavit there on the Diana. And there comes the Ashe arrow. And Hurricane manages to get the kill onto Highlander finally. There's the Janna going down. And that is a 3-1 Kog'Maw now with that kill. And is it the beginning of the shifting of the tides in this game?
Well,
Maybe.
what's
So,
that happening?
ooh,
Galio and Riven and Olaf were taking inhibitors.
oh, that is a fantastic.
Oh.
That's the kind of redemption that you really want, though. And Hurricane being
That's GG.
absolutely rubbed out, and there will be the
That's
game.
GG.
Yep.
GG.
Yeah, that's GG.
That's
Well, fight. And Key trying to get the ace there. Key does get the ace. And therein lies the series. A triple kill onto the Riven at the end of the game. And there goes the Nexus. Imports 2, Nameless 1.
What a way to finish off this series. Right?
Yes, Queen.
Yes, Queen indeed. Let me just quickly get Flip out of the way. And in the meantime, we can have a look at damage numbers, and you guys can tell me what you see.
Not damage numbers. This
I'm
is.
seeing a lot of damage.
I mean, we knew that the Cogmore would be up there. But I mean, you know, the Ash still. The Cogmore didn't have enough time in the danger zone of his build
No.
to put up the numbers that we know a Cogmore can.
You know, whenever it's 27 minutes, Cogmore, like he's beginning to be relevant, but when you're against an Infernal Soul and a Baron, there's just not much you can do there at that point. It's too little, too late.
Well, luckily for those who have been betting on the blue side, you guys are indeed correct with your prediction of this game. 54% of the Twitch chat has had the smart choice, or has done the smart choice of betting on blue sides. Not like me, who bet on the red side just because I was thinking of, well, hopefully.
It was cost free you bet on the red side, you know.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
Red was winning that one.
Can I pick the winner, or is that just not a thing?
I've picked 2 winners to 1 tonight, so I guess I have also won 1. I mean, I started with 1900
Did it
connectors.
work,
I've
or
got, I think I got like 20.
who was winning? Okay, it did work.
24.
Perfect.
Wait,
Check.
did I win? Who did I bet on?
You think you won game 1, did you?
Yeah.
I won game 1 and 2. I don't know.
Well, anyways, this will conclude the series. Let's get back to what's important here. Yeah, so 2-3. Sorry, 2-1 for imports. In the end of the day, will mean that if we have a look at standings now, real quick, let's have a look, and we will be seeing indeed that well, this will put imports into the top 4, and therefore give them a chance of getting to playoffs. And most definitely, this is exactly what I've been looking for with this win today. Luckily, they memed it in the last game, so give us even more content while winning. So winning in style, much appreciated for everybody tuning in to watch these guys compete on the Rift. But don't go anywhere, because in the future, we're going to have yet another stream coming to. Today is Wednesday, so 2 more streams this week. It's going to be Thursday and Friday coming live to you, boys. And then, as I said multiple times already, playoffs on our way. So stay tuned for the updates on that one, because that is where it's going to get spicy and even more memes for the teams. But yeah, Pollux Jetler, as always, you guys know it. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for the good quality cast. And, well, thank you to the players for giving us such a quality game to cast.
Yeah, this was a really enjoyable series,
That-
actually.
That
none,
was
of the
very-
games, none of the games were even in the slightest. It was literally just who picked up the baton and ran with it.
Yeah, and you know what? That's TJD for you.
And
The
it's
beauty of TJD.
No. Sometimes we get games that are even for like 10 or 15 minutes before they start to. You know, they're even because everyone ints equally.
yeah.
Ah,
Well, for such a good stream, we have to finish it off strong. So everybody get your crabs out, because it's time to crab away with the crab wave. And see you guys tomorrow. Well, I think it's about 7 p.m. CST. Anyways, boys, it was a blast. See you guys next time. TE out.
Oh.